You're listening to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Madison, home of smoke-free slots and the highest payout percentage in the area. Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. More spins, more wins, more fun. The Milwaukee Brewers make a couple of moves at the MLB Trade Deadline yesterday, but none the big splash you may have hoped for as a Brewers fan. Brewers adding some depth in the bullpen, adding lefty Jojo Romero, along with Antonio Senzatella from the Colorado Rockies, Romero from the Cardinals, as his starting pitcher, veteran Dustin May, a World Series champion with the Dodgers back in 2020. Those the three additions for the Brewers. Plenty of commentary from Pat Murphy, general manager Matt Arnold, and more we'll get to coming up on Wilde and Tausch and all day long here on ESPN Wisconsin. Brewers did lose 4-3 to the Pirates last night at American Family Field. They're back at it tonight, second game of the series, 6:40. First pitch, pregame coverage starts just after 6 o'clock, following Molly and Jim here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Wilde in Green Bay. Training camp continues. Wilde and Tausch starts next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Tuesday edition. We spent a lot of time yesterday at the ESPN Madison Open at TPC Wisconsin in support of Paul's party, talking about the trades the Brewers didn't make, or one in particular. They made a couple. That is not our area of expertise, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it. But we need to get into that. Addition. Is Trey Smack already testing Goody's patience? Goody said on the first day of camp that he was going to try to be more patient than he's been. He drafted this guy. I don't want to contribute to the feeding frenzy, but 8 out of 13 is not the start you're looking for. Addition. And tell me we will have another rousing rendition of Yes or No, given our cousin sub of the day edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and of course everything you need on the magnificent ESPN Wisconsin app, which you can find both in the Apple and Android app stores. I'm Jace Wilde in Green Bay. Jesse Nelson making his not-so-triumphant return to producing a program again. Although I see you've got a day off coming up next week. So good to get you back in the mix for a little while. Good morning, Jesse.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks, Jason. Getting reacclimated.
Be careful of those hotkeys. Those can be tricky. And from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios in downtown Milwaukee at the Avenue in the 3rd Street Market Hall, he is the host of Green Bay Game Day. He is the host of Mr. Irrelevant. And he does a bunch of other stuff as well. He is Alex Strouf, our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. Strouf, good morning. How are you, buddy?
Good morning, Jason. And yes, Trey Smack is testing my patience. That would be our opening yes or no.
I figured that would be the case. We will get into him and his first 2 kicking periods. I think there are some extenuating circumstances that have factored in here. I think we can calm down. You need to calm down. You're being too loud.
He's a kicker. How many circumstances can there be?
Correct. Thank you, Jesse. I don't often side with Jesse. I'm siding with Jesse here.
Like, oh, okay. Like, it's always a circumstance.
If they would have actually brought in real competition, would we have said, oh, he's looking over his shoulder because Lucas Haversick is still on the we're going to make every excuse in the book for this kid. And I hope he turns out to be Mason Crosby. But that's not how we're starting out.
You have some bad lasagna for dinner or something the other day? Like, how many circumstances can there be?
Well, of course, knowing that you both are avid readers of channel3000.com, I'm sure you're aware that his long snapper that he had been working with throughout training, throughout the offseason, is not practicing right now because of a calf injury. Matt Orzek, which, again, the operation does matter, and believe me, I have been as critical of Goody about how he has handled this as anyone. So I am definitely not here to make excuses for Trey Smack. I don't understand why everyone else has to compete and the kicker doesn't. I suppose the punter doesn't right now either, but at the same time, he's one of the best punters in the league.
Yeah, he's like all pro good.
Yeah. So, but, Jordan Love is not competing with Tyrod Taylor, et cetera, et cetera. But if you preach the value of competition and you had 2 guys that were on your team that both made field goals during the regular season last year in games that counted, and then you got to the first day of training camp and neither one of them was in your employ, I disagree with that. So I am not here in any way to make excuses for Trey Smack. He is 8 of 13 through 2 practices in which he's actually kicked in live periods. He did have 3 25-yard field goals that he made with no rush, and with Sean Ryan, who is not a long snapper, but he plays one when they don't have one available. It's not good enough, and I would think Trey Smack would say the same thing. So we're doing this now. We're going to do this now instead of baseball, Jesse. We're getting into it.
Yeah,
because I was making excuses.
I tell you what, Strouf and I can handle the baseball conversation when you're gone.
Perfect.
Because you don't have any interest in talking about what the Brewers did at the trade deadline. I have a lot of interest in talking about what the Brewers did at the trade deadline.
Wait, hold on. Do you have a lot of interest in talking about what they did at the deadline, or do you have a lot of interest in talking about what they didn't do at the deadline?
Great question.
And I think our fans would be excited to talk about both, but Jason wants to talk about kickers, so we're going to talk about kickers.
I'm just saying, he said, are we bringing back yes or no? And he referenced, is this guy testing Goody's patience? It made me think of a yes or no. So this is actually my fault. Hand up. My apologies. But it is irritating. It is irritating. Jason, you can understand where I'm coming from on that one.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is what you create when you take the approach that they have, right? And again, I don't know if I know Jesse's a little lost back there in the producer's room after all of his host responsibilities. I don't know if we have Goody from last Wednesday when he was talking about this, but
no.
The quote was, "I'd like to think that I'm going to have more patience than I've had." That's the line that he said when he was asked about being patient with Trey Smack. Now, he is his draft pick. He has clearly been anointed. Now that, I mean, let's be honest, not even Lenny Krieg is here. The German export who was not even their international player pathway program player. They have a tight end who's got that moniker right now, but they had to cut Lenny to bring in their extra long snapper. So right now, Trey Smack is it as the kicker. And yesterday, while I was at the ESPN Madison Open at TPC, Wisconsin, and great to meet the folks that are behind Paul's party. What a neat thing that we did yesterday with them. And I've got my hat. I wore it yesterday when I was walking the dogs. It's a great cause. Go to paulsparty.org to find out more about what they're doing. But while I was there, Trey Smack was on Ray Nitschke Field making 5 of 8 field goals. He missed one of the 3 that were at the end of 2-minute drills, and that one was a 52-yarder that clanked off the goalpost. Now, again, if I was the excuse-making type, I would say, well, at least he missed it close. I mean, he hit the upright. But he still missed it.
If you're going to miss it close, though, I guess I'd rather you miss it close in August than in September. If we're going to give it the optimistic spin, and you know me, I'm a glass-half-full guy, I think that's the approach we'd have to take. It's not the approach I'm taking. I'm just saying I think that if we were to do this, that's the approach we would take.
So are you how full is your glass, would you say? Because I've got a lot of people that have their glasses are almost bone dry. Like especially like people that cover the team. Like there's a built-in kind of pessimism or negativity among sports writers. It seems like I can have those moments, but I don't generally. How full is your glass when we're talking? Because you're also the guy that when Gabe and I were telling you at Summerfest 2023 that it was a 6-11 team, you were the one who saw them being much better, and they ended up not only going to the playoffs but winning a playoff game that year. So, how full is your glass, Strouf?
When it comes to the 2026 Packers in general?
Just in terms of you as a human being.
80% full. Yeah, 80%.
Oh, you're that positive of a guy.
I'm a very optimistic. Look, Jesse can attest to this better than anybody. I mean, I worked with Jesse for 4 years. I was annoying with my positivity, I would imagine, on a daily basis. Not even like on the air or discussing sports. I just think in general, I'm a very upbeat, positive human being. That's just how I'm designed. It's how I'm wired.
I would add a period in the middle of that sentence. He was annoying. Positivity is a strength of Strouf. Yeah.
Okay. So then, if
Thanks,
you would consider yourself a glass 80% full guy, is the 20% the kicking situation right now?
I was going to say 19 of that 20 is reserved for Trey Smack. Yes, that's correct.
So let me ask both of you, and then we can get further into this coming up. But how are you? Because you're not a every day. You're not around them every day. You're just watching what we report, and you obviously are well informed because of what you both do for a living. This is what they are doing at kicker, whether you agree with it or not. It's kind of like, it's a little bit like the Keyshawn Nixon is the number 1 corner. You may not like it, but it's not Keyshawn Nixon's fault, and it's not Trey Smack's fault that he's the only kicker in camp. That is how Goody has chosen to go about this. So from both the big picture of how you feel about how they're going about it to the smaller picture, the more micro as opposed to macro of Trey Smack specifically, how do you feel about the kicking situation?
Yeah, I'm irritated. I'm fine taking the swing. My issue is more so how they've handled it all offseason. It goes back to releasing Brandon McManus after they give him $1 million bonus. It goes back to releasing Lucas Havrisik a day before training camp starts. I don't appreciate the idea of handling this with kid gloves when you are a team with championship expectations. It's the same thing I said to you last week when I filled in. I believe the approach is incorrect. I don't have a problem with you saying, hey, we may have lost, or partially the reason we lost that playoff game in Chicago is because the kicking wasn't good enough. Brandon McManus left 7 points on the board. He missed 3 kicks. That led to 7 points. That was an issue. In a game you lost by less than 7 points. So taking an approach saying, hey, maybe we need a new kicker, I don't have an issue with. Trading up to draft a kicker in the 6th round of the draft, don't have an issue with it. But to trot this kid out there with no competition, with no added pressure, and just say, hey, you've won the job, you've been anointed, and we just lived through this a couple of years ago when the championship expectations were not as high as they are this year, it just makes me nervous that it all comes down to this. Because, look, Mason Crosby was great. He's the all-time leader in points. He had bad games. He had bad days. There were games the Packers lost because Mason Crosby couldn't make kicks. That's true. But he had more good days than he had bad days. I don't know if that was the case with Anders Carlson. I don't know if that was the case for, remember Braden Narvison, the 5 games he kicked? I
do. 7.
Was it that many, really?
It was that long, yeah. And he had more misses than anybody in the league in that time, by the way.
That felt like such a blip of the radar, by the way. But so I guess my point in all this, Jason, is I'm just frustrated with how they're handling it. Just handing him the job, and then, of course, naturally, he's having a rough start to camp. It just makes me nervous.
Shocking.
I do feel like the Green Bay Packers this offseason, you can tell me whether you believe I'm right or wrong on this, but the Green Bay Packers from top down this offseason told us this team's good enough. They extended the head coach. They extended the general manager. They've continued to extend players who have upcoming contracts, right? From Jaden Reed to Christian Watson to Devontae Wyatt to eventually Tucker Kraft. They've continued to say the players on our roster are good enough. The coaching staff is good enough. They brought back the offensive coordinator and pretty much the entirety of the offensive staff. Obviously, 2 new coordinators for different reasons. They didn't fire them. They extended the general manager. They extended the head coach. So every signal we've gotten since the playoff loss in Chicago is this team is good enough to win a Super Bowl. But it feels like this position is not being handled that way, and that's my frustration.
Jesse, as much as you enjoy agreeing with Strouf, are you feeling the exact same way?
Yeah, it doesn't line up with the philosophy that Matt LaFleur has preached, that Goody has preached. And I don't know if that's because of the Anders Carlson experience, and they think that they've learned a different way to approach that than they did in, what year was that, 23? Or 24, whatever year it was with Anders Carlson. I don't know if they've looked at, and Goody's been here long enough. He's seen, Mason Crosby in some of the early days, and he's seen some of these other guys that have come in that they've tried to see if they would be the next ones in line. Maybe he's just learned lessons over time, and he thinks this is the way that is best to acclimate a rookie kicker. But everything Ryan Longwell said on this show, Ryan Longwell said on this show a month or 2 ago, that strummed up concern for me about Trey Smack because his kicking style may not play well in Green Bay with the wind and the cold, and this isn't a good start. So everything so far, it's not what is DEFCON 1 or whatever, how Tausch likes to do that.
That's the worst.
It's not a DEFCON 1, but it's not nothing. It's DEFCON 4 maybe. All right, this is 1 week in. He's already struggling. People are going to notice. It's one of the only positions that has a major question mark going into the season. And it's going to be a storyline as long as he's kicking footballs all season long. That's the other thing. There's nothing he's going to do in training camp that's going to make you feel any better.
Correct.
He can make every kick, and you say, how is he going to do it in January?
Which is why, Jesse, I'll give him credit for one thing. I saw our buddy Kyle Malzahn reported yesterday. He deleted all of the social media off his phone. That was probably a good move by him.
Except Instagram. Still got Instagram.
Oh, he still got Instagram? All right, well, then maybe not the greatest move. Maybe just don't tag him when we're talking about him because you're right. There's a lack of storylines of Packers training camp. Obviously, we could talk about does Jordan Morgan look the part? Does Lucas Van Ness look the part? How are their matchups going? Who's going to play it opposite of LVN? There's small storylines that obviously we can pay attention to, but this is a good team that has been in the postseason 3 years in a row, who I go back to saying has championship expectations. So the storylines in terms of real competition are pretty minimal. This kicker position is a big-time storyline because, A, he's a rookie that you traded up for. B, you cut the veteran that missed all the kicks last year, but also made a lot of kicks last year. And it's a ginormous question mark. Whereas in terms of your starting lineup, there's not a ton of question marks this Packers training camp. There's obviously things we can pay attention to. But this jumps off the page to me as one of the top storylines, which sucks because this is, the 4th offseason in a row. It feels like kicking has totally dominated the news cycle when it comes to Packers training camp.
I mean, last year there it didn't at all.
It was
right?
last year, right? Yeah.
Like last year, Brandon McManus was perfect after he got here. He missed one kick in the regular season and then missed the field goal in Philly. But he came into camp. He was the guy. You felt good about him being the guy. You signed him to an extension. And then he has the quadriceps issue, and then you got to bring in Havrasik. Then he comes back too soon. Then he misses the kicks in the playoff game. Then you pay him $1 million roster bonus, and then you draft a guy, and then you cut the guy, and then you cut the other guy, and that's how we end up here. We'll talk a little bit more about this as we get ready for Evan Cohen, who's coming up at 9:30. Matt LaFleur will be at the podium at 9:50, so I may sneak out of here while we're still talking to Evan, depending on the timing of that. But the timing right now is for Tausch to tell us about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and then we will continue with Alex as our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Mark Tauscher here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. While you're shopping for new windows and doors, should never include haggling. Pella sticks to straightforward pricing and honest conversations, helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? If you're a top player in your league, the GRB Rays are ready for you. They're Wisconsin's leader in player development and advancement, with over 425 college commitments, 27 draft picks, and 4 big leaguers, including the National League Rookie of the Year. Train in one of the Midwest elite facilities and elevate your game. GRB Rays tryouts are here, but spots are filling up quickly. Sign up now at grbrays.com. That's grbrays.com.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit everlightroofing.com to get started today. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Mark Tauscher here, and if you know me, you know I love Wisconsin. That's why I'm a UW Credit Union member. Their team's been all about Wisconsin since 1931, and they love making banking easy for members. Whether it's with their convenient mobile app or with the great perks like early payday to get you paid sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Wisconsin sports through two very different lenses.
Oh, BS say that Jordan Love's the 10th best quarterback
I'm not feeding
in the league?
into you talking about something that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
It does have something to do
Go
with
for it.
Best quarterback.
But I literally agreed with you.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I agreed with you saying that Jordan Love is the one holding them back.
Yes.
Move on.
All right. So.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
You're feisty today.
No, I'm just telling you.
Molly and Jim, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Get ready for the ultimate Saturday night at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Join us for the all-new Queen of Hearts drawing at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. This is your chance for royal glory. When your name is drawn, choose the right card and you could win a life-changing jackpot, up to $150,000. The longer the Queen stays hidden, the bigger the jackpot grows. Let's Hard Rock with the Queen of Hearts only at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Are people sleeping on Jordan Love?
I am puzzled by the omission of Jordan Love. He just looks like a top 10 quarterback to me, the kind that lifts up everyone around him.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Alex Strouf is our cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe in better. Matt LaFleur is going to talk in about 25 minutes. If you're Matt LaFleur, who again, and I don't think I'm going to ask this in the press conference setting, but I am convinced because I saw this and so did Bill Huber. So on Sunday, the first kicking period that we saw, Trey Smack misses a kick. There's an official behind the goalposts who's doing this or this. He misses a 39-yarder. Matt LaFleur goes and talks to the official, and for the remaining kicks, he does not signal good or no good. Now, I did not have a listening device to know exactly what Matt LaFleur said, but the optics would make you think he said, hey, you don't have to give the signal, which obviously makes it easier for the knuckleheads on the sideline to tell whether you made it or missed it. Because if you're standing even with the goalposts, it's hard to tell, right? I usually stand way to the back so I can, because I'm not smart enough and I don't have good enough depth perception. I need to be able to see it. If that is the case, and again, I don't know that for sure. We have to say when we don't know what we don't know.
Sure.
But if that's the case, what are we doing?
You're walking
like, we don't even want
there, Jason. I'm impressed. Nicely done.
We don't want, if that's the case, we don't want people signaling whether they made or missed the kick.
Yeah, I imagine maybe Matt LaFleur feels a certain way about the reporting around, the play-by-play reporting around the rookie kicker.
I mean, he does, because he literally, when Rob Domofsky asked him, are we going to have a kicking period today, when he asked him on Sunday before practice, Matt LaFleur's response was, yeah, you get your wish, and then said you can write down, make or miss. So he clearly does not like again, that's what we do. Like, that's our job. And if you don't want the kicking to be tracked so closely, you got your wish, so you guys can mark it either whether it's good or not. If you don't want kicking to be tracked closely, have a veteran kicker, right? Like,
yeah,
we don't really do that. Like, it maybe gets mentioned, but it certainly is not the point of focus that Trey Smack's results are going to be. So if that's where he is, what is the question to LaFleur in about 20 minutes? That, again, as I talk about all the time, it's not about the question, it's about the answer. Well, what question elicits an honest accounting of how he feels about where the kicking is right now?
Well, it might be a twofer. You might have to go two parts to get the honest answer out of him. So I would start with, hey, Matt, on Sunday during the kicking period, we noticed that you walked over to the official. Just curious what that conversation was, if you're willing to share. And if he does or does not share, then I would follow up with some rendition of, do you believe the signals are affecting Trey Smack's ability to kick? And then that opens the door for him to go ahead and say the media reporting is affecting him.
Again, he's kicked twice. He is 8 of 13. We do not need to be pressing the panic button. I am not, however, going to sit here and channel my inner Aaron Rodgers. Not the version that was on Pat McAfee.
Oh, sure.
The one that famously said on our version of Tuesday shows with the quarterback, RELAX. I'm not willing to go there. I don't think we can say just relax. It's going to be okay.
No, I agree with you on that. But I would say I'm not. Again, you can tell my frustration. It's been very evident the last couple of times I've hung out with you when it comes to Trey Smack and the kicking situation.
Mm-hmm.
But all that to say, I'm not saying Trey Smack can't be the kicker come week 1.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying, though, is I'm irritated that there's no competition. And look, it could be as simple as this, Jason. Maybe they are tweaking something small in his approach, and that's leading to subpar results this soon into training camp. It's only August 4th. We've got more than a month until the season opener in Minnesota. But what's the old saying? Like, it takes 10,000 hours to master something. Mm-hmm. So if they are changing his approach, giddy up, baby. We're running out of time. But there is frustration with how the Packers have handled this, given that there is just nobody else there to push him or even advise him, right? Like, how crucial could it be if a veteran kicker like a McManus was there to mentor this kid? That could make a world of difference. And I know he has a relationship with Ryan Longwell, who's been on the show with you guys, but I just wish there was more than a body there to take some of those kicking reps, more than just Trey Smack.
Right, and in fairness, we don't know what the dynamic would have been with Brandon McManus. He did not seem particularly interested in the mentoring role while he was injured, and Lucas Havrisik came in and made 4 field goals, and you thought, okay, maybe they'd be better off with this kid. I would love to live in a world where they diagnosed the quadriceps injury with him. They just put him on IR for 4 weeks. They let Lucas Havrisik kick. You let him get healthy. You say, Lucas, thank you for your service. We're going to keep you around. We're going to keep you on the 53 for a little while until we can sneak you back onto the practice squad, which is what they did. But Brandon's our guy. Maybe you're our guy of the future. We want to keep you around and find out. I would have preferred to live in that world. Instead, they let him try and kick through it. Then they realized it wasn't working. It was a you-know-what, a cluster. So that was the start of this. But again, the thing I go back to with Goody, so we can get to Evan Cohen, the thing I go back to with Goody is that in 2022, we all sat down with him, and he told us when you have a championship caliber team, you need a championship level kind of kicker. And it was his reason for bringing back Mason Crosby for another year. Turned out they didn't have a championship level team. They missed the playoffs. But that was his reasoning. Then the next year, when apparently he didn't think they had a championship caliber team, he drafted a kicker, handed him the job, and then the guy missed a critical 41-yard field goal in a game that they could have very, very easily won and gone to the NFC Championship game. Then you cut that guy at the end of the 2024 camp, and you bring in another rookie who then isn't good enough either. Then you get Brandon McManus, who's star-spangled awesome till he misses a kick in Philly, which again, they lost that game because they turned the ball over 4 times. And there's lots of reasons why they lost the playoff game last year to Chicago, of which Brandon McManus's kicking was one of the reasons, but not the only reason. Certainly changed the scoring dynamic in the fourth quarter and everything else. I'm not absolving him at all. But now you have chosen. If you go to Bay Beach Amusement Park, you have all kinds of choices on what rides to go on. If you choose to go on the Zippin' Pippin of having a rookie kicker, that is your choice. No one says you have to get on the Zippin' Pippin. You can ride the little race cars that go very slowly.
Get on
with
the
the
scat.
little kids in them.
The scat was always my favorite at Bay Beach.
Or maybe the little train that goes along the bay. Whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
But you've chosen to get on the roller coaster, and this is what comes with it.
Great analogy there. Nice Green Bay tie and everything.
I like the chair swings. The chair swings were my favorite.
Dude, those are always my favorite. Yeah, that and the scat. Those
felt
are my
like you were flying when your feet are dangling through that. Woo!
We did field trips to Bay Beach growing up. Love that place.
We will talk to Evan Cohen, and we will ask him what his favorite amusement park ride is, along with discussing with him a little bit about the Packers and the trade deadline in Major League Baseball. Before we can do that, I need to tell you about Walney Legal Group, which specializes in estate planning, wills, trusts, probate, elder care, and special needs planning. And Kelly and Ito have been great. Even with a great partner, I have still been uncomfortable with thinking about, okay, I got to get my affairs in order in case I die. Don't like it. Don't like the feeling. That's why they call it an uncomfortable necessity, but they make it smooth, easy, and as painless as possible, taking care of me and all of their clients from start to finish. Lawyering the way it should be. That's what they call it, with clear communication, niche expertise, personal service, and a modern approach. Ito's been named a 5-star estate planner, and he's been included along with Kelly in the best lawyers in America. And they'll help anyone, whether you're a young adult, a business owner, a family, retirees, high net worth individuals. That's not my department. Blended families, professionals, anyone over the age of 18 can be impacted by estate planning. So no matter where you're at in the process, start the conversation today. Go to walneylegal.com. That's WALNY legal.com. Evan Cohen of Unsportsmanlike joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here, and whether you're chilling in the stands, cheering on your favorite baseball team in the summer, or keeping those mountains blue in the bleachers as the snow flies at a football game this winter, there's nothing better than watching your favorite team while enjoying an ice-cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. It's when you know it's chilled to perfection, which, besides the cold, refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. Keep it right here after Wilde and Tausch, and join us for the Rich Eisen Show on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
When you've been injured, you need a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices will fight for the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today, a proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be who's doing the installation. It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweda. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweda metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweda Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Vortex Golf makes rangefinders for serious golfers who need an accurate number every time. With 3 options, the Blade, Blade Slope, and Anarch, there's a Vortex rangefinder that fits your game. Crystal clear optics and features like image stabilization keep you steady in big moments. Plus, every Vortex Golf product is backed by a no-questions-asked lifetime warranty. If you're looking for an accurate number every time, Vortex Golf belongs on your bag. Grab yours and everything you need for golf season in Wisconsin at Scheels.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hey parents, looking for the perfect night out with the whole fam? Try the Rally Madison FC Family Special, presented by Madison Gas and Electric. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an RMFC scarf for just $18 per pack. Be a part of history and support women's soccer during Rally Madison's inaugural season at Breeze Stevens Field. Visit RallyMadisonFC.com and purchase your family special ticket packs today. That's RallyMadisonFC.com. Rally Madison, fun for all.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Is this the turning point for Luke Fickell?
We want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And the ones that want to be about that are the ones that are here.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Time now on the Yuengling guest hotline. Yuengling, America's oldest brewery, now finally in Wisconsin. 197 years old. Doing the math, I think Gabe said 1829 when I heard him talking about 1829 they started. And now they're in Wisconsin. DJ Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Joining us now from Unsportsmanlike, it is Evan Cohen. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, Strouf, Jesse, how are you guys?
Great. Are you an amusement park guy? I had a Tausch level analogy that even Strouf thought was
let's
decent.
not get carried away. I don't know if it was Tausch.
What?
It was good. I don't know if it was Tausch.
Well, I didn't say it has to be one of Tausch's best. Tausch has crappy analogies sometimes too. We just don't say that when he's giving it to us, because then he gets mad and he tells us, no, it was great. And then we have to say, okay, you're right, it was great.
All right, that sounds like an issue between the two of you. I don't want to get dragged into the middle of this. I would just say it was a pretty good analogy. I'd like the local ties continue.
Okay. Are you an amusement park guy, Evan?
No.
Yeah, me either. You're not a roller coaster rider?
No, petrified.
Yeah.
Petrified.
Petrified. Again, another example of how much we're alike, which is disconcerting for you and me. I don't like them either. I have no desire to go on the Zippin' Pippin at Bay Beach at amusement park. I almost said Bay Beach Wildlife Sanctuary, which is actually where I do like to go. Evan, the Packers have gotten on the roller coaster of having a rookie kicker. Being a longtime Patriots fan and having had Adam Vinatieri being clutch for so many years, when the Packers chose to do this and now have chosen not to create competition in camp with him, what did you think?
Yeah, so let's talk big picture, the value of positions, Jason. Because today's a perfect day to do it. Like, if you just think about some of the biggest stories around the NFL, not Packers specific, but around the NFL, right? Bijan Robinson, breaking news, Shefty reports it this morning, highest paid running back in NFL history, okay? In addition, Courtney Cronin reported yesterday about the Bears safety, Kobe Bryant, out 8 to 10 weeks. I think in some ways, positional value has been maybe off-kiltered because of fantasy football. So how I look at it is quarterback obviously above all, offensive line right there, edge rusher sure. I think safety and middle of the field defenders are a little bit undervalued if you're playing a 3-4. I think the nose tackle is maybe the most important position on defense if you're playing a 3-4. But I believe at tight end, I believe tight end is more valuable than wide receiver for me. Nobody agrees with me, but that's fine. I believe kicker is extremely undervalued. And the reason I say that is I compare it to Mariano Rivera with the Yankees. For an 8-inning game, while most people played a 9-inning game, you were not scoring off of him in the ninth. If you have a kicker like Vinatieri, like Gostkowski, let's talk about on-field stuff, like Justin Tucker, you're shortening the field to 70 yards. Doesn't that make the quarterback's job maybe 1% easier?
Yeah,
so I
great
would
point.
actually allocate more money to the kicker position than most teams do. Now, a rookie kicker doesn't mean a bad kicker in any way, shape, or form. A rookie kicker just simply means it's a rookie kicker. Thus, as to the amusement park, there could be a roller coaster, or it could be the teacups, which are terribly nauseating for me. I couldn't even go on them. You know what I want? I want the guarantee of, like, you're playing one of those you roll the ball for the horse racing thing, and there's no one else there, so you're guaranteed to win. It may not be immediate, but, like, you're not competing with anyone. It's just ultimately going to be good. That's what I want. I don't want the roller coaster. I don't want the teacups. I want the roly ball thing with the horse racing. That's what I want for my kicker. What an answer. That's about a 10-minute long answer. Too long.
So I guess the conversation we've been having is the approach. There's no competition. They're just handing this guy the job. And I know we talked about this 3 years ago when they did it with another rookie kicker. It just seems, and this goes back to Jason's roller coaster analogy, it just seems like the Packers won't get out of their own way and saying, hey, we're going to hand the ball to a guy who we're not certain we can trust, despite the fact that we believe we're a championship level team. And that's where I get frustrated, Evan. And I'm not sure I understand the approach by Green Bay.
Right. So, Strouf, reverse the process. Like, I don't know who the best available kicker was, but let's say by way of trade, whoever you would deem to be a Pro Bowl kicker, every team could offer a 6th or a 5th round pick for a Pro Bowl kicker. What you're, I guess, maybe suggesting, and what I would agree with is, what happens when I offer a 4th that no one sees coming for a kicker, and people could laugh at me, but then in December, January, and maybe February, Jordan Love's job is that much easier. I'm willing to give up a future 4th. Like, go 1 round better by way of trade. Go $1 million more by way of signing to guarantee yourself field shortening. That's what I want to do.
Evan, I know how much you enjoy talking to Jesse, so I'm going to give you that wonderful opportunity while I catch Matt LaFleur's press conference. We'll see how he addresses the kicking situation. Jesse, I leave Evan in your somewhat capable hands, and I shall return shortly.
I think Jesse is sneaky underrated.
Like a kicker.
Sneaky underrated.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, he's terrible at getting to me on time, but he's good on the air.
Yeah, I'm terrible at getting you on time. Jason's already gone from the show.
No, you're the producer. Just cut him off, Jesse. I'm sitting here waiting for an hour. Jeez.
I like that you snuck that in, Jesse, as Jason took his headphones out. You didn't want him to hear you take the shot, so you waited until the very first moment you could take the shot at blaming him. I appreciated that. So maybe I agree with Evan. Maybe you are sneaky underrated. That was a heady play.
I appreciate
What's
everyone.
your question, Jesse? Let's hear it. Let's hear
what do you
this
got,
brilliant
Jesse?
question you have.
Evan, what'd you think of Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show yesterday?
I think that Aaron Rodgers, no matter what he says, when he says it, about whatever he says, still makes news to this day. And it's interesting because it's almost like, in the NBA, we have this like face of the league conversation. Who's the face of the league? Who could take over for LeBron? Think about how many days we spent like waiting for LeBron's decision. And I kept saying, well, LeBron's obviously still the face of the league. And I'm not getting into what he said, how he said it, who he said it, like with all that. Like Aaron Rodgers' voice still carries weight. So we could sit here and say, we don't like this, we like that, he's right about this, he's wrong about that. When he speaks, people still listen. That's what I think about Rodgers.
Good answer. I don't think Jason's going to want to talk about Aaron Rodgers today, so I intentionally waited until he removed his headphones and left to go to Matt LaFleur's press conference to ask you about that. Appreciate that.
Jesse, just out of curiosity,
yeah.
Does that sound like I want to talk about Rodgers today?
It does not. No, it does not.
No, but it does
Okay.
not.
Just making sure.
You know what I do want to talk about, Evan? I know Strouf wants to talk about this too. And I think our fans want to talk about this. Jason has no interest. The Brewers at the trade deadline and the Los Angeles Dodgers getting Tarek Skubal. I know it's been a big conversation on your show. I've listened to each of the last couple of mornings. So the Brewers stand pat for the most part. They get a couple of relievers to bolster some help, but they don't make a big splash. They have the best record in baseball going into the trade deadline for the second straight year yesterday. The Dodgers get incredibly better. I'm getting annoyed by people like you who are victim blaming the Tampa Bay Rays and the Milwaukee Brewers for the reason why the Dodgers are loaded the way that they are.
Wait. Why are the Brewers a victim? Can you explain that to me? They have the best record in baseball. Why are they a victim? I never made them into a victim. Why are they the victim?
They are unanimously being looked at. 29 teams in Major League Baseball are victims right now at the hands of the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are acquiring
I didn't know that.
everybody.
That's interesting. I didn't know that the World Series was crowned yesterday. That's so interesting. I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware in 2019 when we sat here during the season and saying it's not fair. Look at all the guys the Warriors had when the Raptors won the title that year. And you could say, well, that's because of injuries. Are the Dodgers guys 100% healthy? They're not. The idea of blaming the Dodgers is utterly absurd. Absolutely absurd. Let's do this with something that we all root for. Let's pretend the Wisconsin Badgers right now, going into next year, have the highest paid player and the best student athlete at every position on the football field. Are we going to complain about that as Badger fans and for me as an alum?
I would not.
The answer is no.
No,
of course not. Okay, so if the Brewers had the highest paid guys, if they got Skubal, which by the way, they could have had Skubal. Let's be clear. They chose not to have Skubal.
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that part's true.
I don't think that's true.
They chose. So you guys are telling me they could not have beat the Dodgers offer for him?
I think they did. I mean, I think if you measured it out in whatever system you want to use, it was probably very close. I will give you that. Could they have gone a step further? Yes, I agree with that.
That's not enough.
General Manager Matt Arnold was on Brewers TV last night. He said they made an irresponsible offer to the Detroit Tigers for Tarek Skubal.
Irresponsible enough. You just nodded your head, both of you. Well, I don't know what Jesse did, but I know Strouf did. Basically, and said, yes, give up more than you should for the guaranteed kicker. Why not give up more than you should? Irresponsible was not irresponsible enough. You have no right to complain about this.
Do you believe, Evan, that Skubal went to the Tigers and said, I prefer to be in Los Angeles because I can sign an extension there before the inevitable lockout comes, and the deal was close enough between the Dodgers and the Brewers, or the offer, rather, was close enough between the Dodgers and the Brewers where the Tigers said, it's not a marginal difference, or it's not a huge difference, and we should do right by a guy that's given us 8 years and 2 Cy Young, so we're actually going to trade him to his preferred destination rather than the other one.
That's on the Brewers. I'll tell you why that's on the Brewers. Matt Arnold should have then, if you knew that was a possibility, you call Skubal's agent and say, listen, I know what's going to happen here. And you can't do this, but everyone does it. I know it's going to happen. You're going to want to sign the deal before the lockout, and the Dodgers are going to have more money. But I'm telling you right now, here's what we're prepared to offer you if you come here, just to be clear. You could have done that. Every team does that. We know that. You don't have to plant trees in L.A. like Kawhi to get that kind of wink-wink. I mean, come on. Everybody knows that can happen. And why are you complaining? This makes it even better for the Brewers. Every Brewers fan should be thrilled today. Here's why. You have a better record. You still have a shot to win it all. And nothing, I mean nothing, would be better for the Brewers than to beat the Dodgers en route to winning it all. It's much better. It'll be that much better. There's no reason to complain. You didn't get Schuylkill. The Dodgers got them totally fair and square. Totally fair and square. Don't blame the Dodgers. Blame baseball.
The Dodgers are the product of the system that baseball has in place, which is why there's probably not going to be any games, at least for a good portion of time next year.
Jesse, not to try to correct you, but I'm going to, and I'm going to crap on myself while doing this. The Dodgers are not the only product. My team that I root for, the New York Mets, have tried the same thing. They're horrible, and they've made poor decisions with David Stearns, who is much better with a budget than he is with no budget, and they've made horrible decisions. The beauty of what's so great about the Dodgers, if you're just complimenting them, if you just have to blindly compliment them, they are as good at finding players that make no money as they are finding players that make a lot of money. They had a deep enough farm system to be able to trade players away to get Schuylkill. That's not a money thing. That's a draft and develop thing.
So
the Dodgers are not the only product of this. And the Blue Jays almost beat them in the World Series last year.
Yeah. I'm still confused by this Pat Murphy quote, though. Quote, it isn't as simple as that was a better package. It's not as simple as that. There's a lot more layers to it. To say the Brewers didn't try is simply incorrect, end quote. That's the manager. Now, there is a little bit of woe is me going on post-trade deadline from the Brewers camp, who, to your point, have the best record in baseball, which I don't love. But that's an eye-opening comment. That tells me they think they had a better package. You're saying they should have been even more irresponsible. It's as simple as that? And I'm not certain that would have gotten it done had they been even more irresponsible.
Well, how do you know?
I guess we never will. But
okay, wait, Strouf. So then why are you not coming on the air and annihilating the Detroit Tigers, who in your mind, with your words, you're saying they made a predetermined decision to just trade them to the Dodgers? Why are they saying, we have to do what's right by Schuylkill? Schuylkill's leaving them. Why do they have to do what's right by him? He's going to turn down whatever extension they offer him. He's saying no to them. Now they have to retroactively do what's right for him, because you're alluding to the fact that the Detroit Tigers made a decision that they're trading him to the Dodgers and not the Brewers. That's what you just said to me. So why wouldn't you be mad at the Tigers?
I'm mad at everybody. I'm mad at the Brewers. I'm mad at the Tigers. I'm mad at everybody. I think.
And so what you're actually telling me is you don't believe the Brewers can win the World Series. That's what you're telling me.
I believe they are a dramatic underdog at this point, yes.
I didn't think they could win it before the Dodgers got Schuylkill.
Correct. And that checked two boxes for the Dodgers. Keep the Brewers' number one need away from them and get better.
I didn't hear what you said. Wait, Jesse, you said you did not or did think they
I did not think the Brewers could win the World Series before the Dodgers got Schuylkill. I really think they cannot win it now that the Dodgers have Schuylkill. That doesn't mean I don't want a shot at them. That doesn't mean I don't want David to take down Goliath in the NLCS. It would be awesome. I'm going to pull for him and scream my head off if I get a chance to go to any of those games. But I don't think that if I had to bet on it, I'm not going to bet that the Brewers are going to beat the Dodgers. I'm not going to bet that anybody's going to beat the Dodgers.
Totally.
Yeah, it sounds to me like the Dodgers, amongst the three teams that are in discussion right now, it sounds like the Dodgers should be third on the list of anger for you. Number one should be that your team, in your mind, did not find more ways outside of Dustin May and whoever else of improving. That's number one. Number two should be the Tigers for Strouf saying that they made a predetermined decision to trade him to the Dodgers no matter what the offer was from anyone else. And then should be the Dodgers. Dodgers should be at like they're the third on your hit list right now, Jesse.
Major League Baseball and their entire setup with not having a fair system in place is above the Dodgers. The Dodgers, I believe what Andrew Freeman says, where the Dodgers just take advantage of what the system is.
Correct.
It's obnoxious, and when Dave Roberts gets up there last year and says, oh, they want to make us the villains, we'll be the villains. Like, yeah, they're playing into it, and it's obnoxious. It's like, you can't say they're not the villains. They're calling themselves the villains. They're playing which
is awesome for baseball. Here's why it's awesome for baseball. The great state of Wisconsin is as territorial as any state out there, and I mean that complimentary. The great state of Wisconsin wants to talk about Wisconsin teams. Well, now, baseball has figured out a way where the state of Wisconsin has an opinion on the L.A. Dodgers. That's a good thing, not a bad thing.
I mean, everyone had an opinion on the Yankees 20 years ago,
too. Exactly. That's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah, but also in football, everyone's got an opinion about the Kansas City Chiefs. Everyone had an opinion about Belichick and Brady and the Patriots, and they have a fair system in place where teams can improve, and it's regularly set up for even competition.
No, there were many times people said it was not fair because people would take less or would go there for a cheaper contract or whatever it is. It's all based on dynastic runs that we make up that systems aren't fair. It's not fair that Kevin Durant went to the Warriors. Why? Why is that? Why was it not fair? People said that. It's boring. It's terrible. Everyone had an opinion on the Warriors. We make up what the system tells us it's not fair simply based on the fact that some people don't like dynastic runs in sports. Yet if it was your own team, whatever dynastic run it would be, you'd be okay with it.
Sure, but we can all agree baseball is long overdue for a better system.
Yeah, then why is there going to be a lockout
despite the
next
dynastic
year?
run? Right.
Why is there going to be a lockout? Because the players' union is too strong for the owners. That's why. Because they can't figure out how to salary cap this. Because the players' union is too strong for the owners. So they're going to lock them out. That's why.
So there's a problem with the system.
Right, but it's also it depends on how you define the system. If the system is giving those in power, relinquishing power from those in power to others, then yes, those in power have a problem with the system. Sure. But guess what, Jesse Strouf? Go win a World Series before that lockout. It's right there in front of you. Look at what the Red Sox did yesterday. You know, people could debate if Rushman is good or if it's too much to give up. Right. They did something. Look at all the guys the Cubs got.
Yeah.
So like you can do this. You can literally be frustrated with your squad without ever mentioning Skubal or the Dodgers based on what happened over the last 24 to 48 hours. Can you not?
Oh yeah. They did. I think we all agree they didn't do enough. Obviously, Skubal was the big ticket item we would have liked to see them go get. But besides the point, Jesse, you would agree you would have liked to see them do more, make a bigger splash.
If Skubal goes to the Mariners or if Skubal goes to even the Yankees, we're not going to be as irritated as Skubal going to the Dodgers.
Right. But I think Evan's point is they just didn't do enough in your eyes right now, right? Like you said, you didn't think they were good enough to win the World Series prior, and if the sexiest thing they did was Dustin May, who I think we think is a good pitcher and a good addition, but he ain't Tarek Skubal.
I think the Brewers did what the Brewers had to do because the Brewers know what's smart for their system to be successful and be in a position to be the best team in baseball back-to-back seasons and be in the golden age of making the playoffs every single year. They've figured out the system they need to play by, which is not the same system that the Dodgers and the Yankees and other large market teams can play by.
Sure.
This is going to be quite the dichotomy for Evan after he gets done with us and then he has to go to L.A. and have the exact opposite conversation.
Jesse. Well, right, but it's the same. I'm not changing my opinion, and I'm not a Dodgers fan. It's more of just like they just did what was allowed. They just did what was allowed.
Evan, you brought it up. I mean,
very Belichickian.
Very Belichickian. What if the Brewers are good enough?
True.
What if the Brewers are good enough, though? Let's say they go out and they win the World Series this year.
And you vote wrong.
What does that do to the lockout, though?
It shouldn't do anything. That's the thing. Like, why would Tarek Skubal now? Like, okay, so if Tarek Skubal went to the Mariners, as Jesse just said, then we're not going to have a lockout for a guy that makes $9 million this year? It's not like they signed him as a free agent. It's not like he makes so much money. It's not. By the way, they have 1 million starting pitchers on the injured list. They actually did. You may laugh at this, but they actually did have a position of need.
Right.
So, like, why would results cause a lockout one way or another. Like, that part is crazy to me. Like, if the Brewers win the World Series, it's because the Brewers are really good. If the lockout should exist regardless of who wins it all. Because if it's just based on one team winning it all, and you're going to say the system is messed up because a team won 3 years in a row, like, what? The Yankees won in 98, 99, and 2000. Was the system messed up?
Yeah, weren't they close to a lockout in the mid-2000s because of that?
Well, but Jesse, close to and locking out are two different things.
Wasn't there another thing in 2011? Like, all right, bye, Evan.
I've never seen Jesse Nelson's eyes roll so deep into the back of his head.
It was a position of need for the Dodgers. Get out of here with that.
I mean, technically, it kind of was. It was, but they already have the best rotation of baseball, so that's the irritating part. That's Evan Cohen on
They just sent that Sheehan dude down to AAA and be like the second best starter on 28 other teams. Oh, position of need.
Evan Cohen on the Yingling Guest Hotline. DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Of course, you hear Evan on Unsportsmanlike, ESPN Madison, ESPN Beaver Dam each morning from 5 until 9. And, of course, before Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on ESPN Milwaukee from 5 until 7. I want to hear the Pat Murphy comments, Jesse, coming up next that I just read to Evan, because I think those are eye-opening, and I would like to discuss them with that. Evan was right and wrong in some degree. He was also way too rational for how upset you and I are right now, given this whole situation in the trade deadline yesterday. So we will hear from Pat Murphy, unpack some of Evan Cohen's comments. Coming up next, it's Wilde and Tausch on ESPN Wisconsin.
Evan Cohen on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Horicon Bank, serving their clients with faster decisions, smarter financing, and bankers who get your business. Horicon Bank, doing good for 130 years.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. We are just over a month away from the return of Badgers football, and ESPN's Adam Rittenberg believes if Wisconsin is to have success this season, they need to survive September.
That they can take a step. I think the challenge for them is going to be, can they survive September? To me, it's the toughest month of the year in opposition. Unfortunately, the best chance for injuries and things that can kind of linger if they don't go well. So can you get through September in a decent position and then take advantage of a fairly favorable slate the rest of the way?
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
People hear Horicon Bank and they think local, instantaneously.
Over the years, was able to help them in their later years when they needed some care. So I would say that was cradle to grave experience for me.
We encounter precious moments like this all the time. We have a trust administration department that can help.
Our motto is together as a bank and as an organization, and then doing good.
There's amazing success stories of small business entrepreneurs who now are multi-million-dollar companies.
Horicon Bank, together doing good for 130 years. Member FDIC.
Wisconsin, let's talk about something near and dear to my heart. Beer. Specifically, great beer. And if you haven't met Yingling yet, allow me to introduce you. Yingling is the oldest brewery in America, founded in Pottsville, PA in 1829. 197 years, 6 generations of family-owned brewing. Do you know how they became America's oldest brewery? By making great beer. This is a real American beer. Smooth, rich, and finally here in Wisconsin. So grab a Yingling, raise a glass, and celebrate history the way it was meant to be celebrated, by drinking it. Yingling, the oldest brewery in America. DG Yingling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
Paul Hansen here, founder of Iron Jock. Worried about the heat this summer? Don't sweat it. Our gear is made for real life. Iron Jock apparel combines moisture wicking with superior cooling and advanced odor-fighting silver ion technology that eliminates 99.9% of odor causing bacteria, so you are fresh for whatever's next. Our focus is simple. Make apparel that performs hard no matter where you are or what you are doing. Visit us at ironjock.com to experience the difference.
Mark Toscher here for Chalmers Jewelers, and when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her, and my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is tough, so Metro Ford of Madison makes it easy with mobile service. Metro Ford will come directly to you, home, office, wherever your day takes you. Their Ford-certified techs handle oil changes, filters, batteries, wipers, inspections, and more, all without a visit to the dealership. You stay on schedule, we'll take care of the rest. Call 608-246-3600 today to book your mobile service appointment, and let service come to you. That's Metro Ford of Madison. Visit them at metrofordofmadison.com.
Is this a prove-it year for Jordan Love?
Jordan Love's biggest flaw is his contract. He's always going to be closer to Dak Prescott as far as, man, this guy's good, but should he be getting paid that much money?
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Wilde and Tausch continues. ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN Wisconsin app, ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison on YouTube. I'm Alex Strouf, your cousin sub of the day. Cousin sub, we believe in better. Jason will rejoin us momentarily as Matt LaFleur still speaking at Lambeau Field ahead of another training camp practice. I popped in during the commercial break just to see what he was talking about, Jesse. You'll never guess what he was talking about when I popped in.
Kickers.
You got it. Ding, ding, ding.
Wonder who asked that question.
I also am curious. We will hear from Jason when he returns in a couple of minutes. But before we do that, I want to put, at least for now, a bow on our Tarek Skubal trade deadline conversation that we just had with Evan Cohen of ESPN's Radio's Unsportsmanlike. And Pat Murphy just made some really interesting comments to me, Jesse. And I don't know if everybody's heard these yet. In regard to the Brewers' chase for the back-to-back Cy Young Award winner, Tarek Skubal, who obviously ended up with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Is it fair? Is it unfair? Who should you be mad at? Who are you irritated with? Will it lead to a lockout? Blah, blah, blah. We've had that conversation. But Pat Murphy saying this makes you go, what does this actually mean? Here's the back-to-back manager of the year speaking with the media yesterday.
Yeah, the initial reaction that it was kind of like us against the Dodgers for Skubal. I don't believe that for 1 minute, meaning I'm not saying we weren't. I know we went after trying to get that player. I don't know exactly the details of it all, but I know this. It isn't as simple as that's a better package. It's not as simple as that. There's a lot more layers to it. I don't understand it fully, but I think this is, a bigger situation rather than, well, that was a better package. And to say that the Brewers didn't try is simply incorrect. And I couldn't get anybody to try. You gotta. Sometimes you just gotta. You gotta be responsible too, And the suggestion, Vinny, does it force you to go tighten, sharpen your sword a little bit? Yeah, it does. So if that creates a little better edge, so be it.
Very Pat Murphy-esque ending there. Talk about sharpening the sword.
Easy to get fired up every time you hear him
Yeah, he's
talk,
the best.
right?
He's the best. And we're still operating under the belief that the Milwaukee Brewers are a really damn good team, Jesse. They have the best record in baseball. It seems like they can compete with anybody not named the Pittsburgh Pirates for whatever reason.
They still wake up today a half game better than the Dodgers' best record in baseball. That is the reality waking up today.
And a 5.5 game lead in the NL Central behind the Cubs, who got better yesterday. But I wonder what that means, because he doesn't completely spell it out for us. I think my theory is pretty close, right? The Tigers got the offers from the Dodgers and the Brewers. Let's just use those two teams as the main examples here, because we knew they were the front runners. They said, okay, there's not a marginal difference, right? They're sending us hitters that are some of their top prospects. We know that Luis Pena, the Brewers, I think number 2 or number 3 prospect right now, was in the offer from the Brewers. And they said, well, where does Tarek want to go? Tarek wants to go to Los Angeles. So we'll take that offer. I think they probably didn't overthink it, but yeah, they probably end up looking like jerks here. And Skubal's going to go to Los Angeles, and he's going to make 9 digits on his contract extension before the lockout comes, and the Dodgers are going to Dodger. They're going to be the super team. They're going to be the dynasty. Dynasty, yes, but super team more so. We remember the super team era in the NBA. This is a different level. This is another level because there's no salary cap. You can put whoever you want together, and that's what the Dodgers need to do. Are they beatable? I think the answer is yes, but it is not going to be easy. We know how close Toronto got last year. It took 7 games of the World Series and extra innings and said 7 games. But, man, it hurts as a Brewers fan when they acquire not only your biggest need and the top guy you want, but they take that away from you as well. And that's why it stings so much as a Brewers fan still 72 hours removed.
It was a defensive trade. They didn't, contrary to what Evan Cohen might say, they didn't need Tarik Skubal. He was a want. Other teams, every other team that wants to beat the Dodgers, Tarik Skubal was a need. And I never thought, when this all started months ago, I never thought the Brewers were going to end up with Tarik Skubal. I never thought that was going to be something that they would be in on, that they would pay the price that it would take. Turns out they were in on the conversations. Adam McCalvy's got this whole thing lined up. Like, you can kind of speculate who would have been in it. Luis Pena definitely appears to be one of the names that was mentioned, the shortstop. And then there's a couple other top 100 prospects, not Madej. So everyone else was kind of in play that's in that list. And then likely Logan Henderson is the young, controllable, major league ready pitcher that the Tigers wanted in the deal. Those are probably the 3, Pena, Logan Henderson, and then take your pick of somebody else, top 100 prospect. Those would have been the 3, would have been a comparable, if not better offer than the Dodgers made. You're right. I think the Tigers were actually doing nice by Skubal by saying, you want to end up here anyway. Here, go win a title. Thanks for all your service and have fun.
Yeah, which
and that
sucks
for everyone else.
Which sucks. Yep, it sucks. But that's likely what they did, and they probably weren't overthinking it, right? It was just, we're going to do right by this guy. They've got a good enough offer. We're going to get something in return rather than get nothing, and that's ultimately what it came down to. So disappointing, but the Brewers still make moves yesterday, just not maybe the move you would hope for as they acquire Dustin May and JoJo Romero from the Cardinals and Antonio Senzatella. That's a fun one.
Which he's pretty good.
The Colorado Rockies. Yeah, you can't put a ton into his numbers because it's Colorado after all.
They said just look at his road numbers, and his road numbers are real good.
So they do bolster the bullpen with 2 of those moves, and then obviously add a nice starter who almost threw a no-hitter in Milwaukee a couple of months ago in Dustin May. So we will see how they add, but that is what the Brewers end up doing. It is no Tarik Skubal for them. Jason Wilde rejoins us from Lambeau Field. We will unpack what Matt LaFleur had to say, kicker and anything else with Jason Wilde from Lambeau Field. That is next in 2 minutes on Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The MLB Trade Deadline comes and goes, and the Milwaukee Brewers make a couple of moves. May not have been the moves Brewers fans were hoping for. Adding some depth to the bullpen, adding Antonio Senzatella, pretty good relief pitcher from the Colorado Rockies. Also 2 pitchers from the St. Louis Cardinals. Lefty JoJo Romero and veteran starting pitcher Dustin May, who almost threw a no-hitter against the Brewers earlier this season at American Family Field. Some prospects going to both the Rockies and the Cardinals in those deals. Check out the full recap. ESPN's Jeff Passan, among others, over at ESPN.com. Fallout continues from the Dodgers acquiring Tarik Skubal over the weekend, the two-time reigning AL Cy Young winner at the MLB Trade Deadline. Brewers also lost 4-3 in the first of their series against the Pittsburgh Pirates last night at American Family Field. Game 2 of the series tonight, 6:40 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts just after 6 o'clock, following Molly and Gin right here on 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, Pack Vikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch. What the heck happened with you guys while I was gone?
Just
I've got people in the YouTube comments. Wilde's gonna be real disappointed he missed this segment. The heck? What are you guys going on? What are you guys doing over there?
We had a quality Brewers conversation with Evan, and then followed up. We heard some sound from Pat Murphy.
I will
about
admit,
the state of baseball.
We may have been a little whiny. We may have complained a little bit. I'm man enough to admit that. So that's what you missed. We talked a lot about Tarik Skubal and the Dodgers and how they ruined baseball. My conspiracy that the Tigers agreed to send Skubal to the Dodgers even without maybe a better package on the table from the Brewers. Yeah, all that.
Jelly and Strouf are like walking into class and seeing a substitute. Nothing of substance learned, just frustration from the YouTube comments.
That's rude.
Jason, what are your thoughts on Antonio Senzatella getting some bolstered relief in the Brewers bullpen?
I have no thoughts, and I'm certainly not going to get sucked back in to whatever was happening while I was at the Matt LaFleur press conference, because I wouldn't go so far as to say that it got contentious.
Ooh!
That would be too strong of a word to choose. But my buddy Cam from CBS 58 in Milwaukee was kind enough, much like Cheesehead TV once did for something that I said on the program, was kind enough to screen record the LaFleur press conference and tweet it out shortly thereafter with 3 minutes of all Trey Smack all the time discussion. I think it maybe ends with my question. At one point, Matt LaFleur says, "I love making you guys uncomfortable." To which I then will reply, as you'll hear coming up in the next segment as we try to get back on the clock after whatever happened while I was gone. Which, by the way, that happens when I am here. That is not a critique of you. I was just surprised.
I didn't take it that way.
Okay, good. Because Lord knows, I live in a glass house when it comes to clock management. But when he made the crack about, because he confirmed, he did ask the official to stop signaling. It's true. I told you.
Wow.
I told you that's what happened. So we will play that coming up. But as you will hear when we play that, look, I'm not uncomfortable. And it's funny that he makes a comment about making us feel Uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable. I don't know Trey Smack. We're not friends. We don't hang out. Does he seem like a nice enough kid? Yes. Do I want to see him fail? Absolutely not. I'm not here. There are some people in this job that root for things to happen, either because from a positive perspective, which I've been guilty of doing. Like, I love a good story. I got this kid, Anthony Campbell, who had a really weird college career at Miami where he was basically a nobody at Miami. And now he's had like back-to-back days where he's batted down 4 passes. And I mean, he's this defensive tackle who's probably not going to make the team, but I love a good out of nowhere story. So am I rooting for him a little bit? Yeah, sure. I'll wear that. But there's also people who do this job that root against guys. And other than Bill Schrader, I'm not sure I've ever done that before. But like, so I'm not rooting against Trey Smack, but is there part of me that is looking at the way the Packers have chosen to approach the kicking situation? And we'll hear how I asked Matt LaFleur that in the next segment. Like, yeah, and do I think that this is not what I wanted, but this, for Packers fans' sake, this is what I feared might happen. And again, it's not fair to Trey, right? And you mentioned our buddy Kyle Malzahn, who tweeted yesterday on social media that Trey Smack has basically deleted all of his social media. And I saw this in one of the transcripts somebody sent me from being gone yesterday at the ESPN Madison Open, that like that's what he said. He said he deleted it all. Now, maybe he kept IG and he's going to turn it private. But bottom line, he knows what's out there too. He knew what he was walking into. The Packers knew what they were creating. What would be easier to deal with? Oh, the Packers brought back a veteran kicker who's kicked in a Super Bowl but missed 3 kicks in Chicago in a game they lost by 4 points, and he cost them 7. What would be worse, that or bringing in a rookie kicker when the last 2 rookie kickers you've had have not been good enough, and now you've signed up for a 3rd tour of duty with a new one? Like, and I know they don't give a damn about the court of public opinion, even though they kind of do. They don't want to. But the fact of the matter is of those 2, what's the safer play? Brandon McManus. Like, again, I'm not saying it's the right play, but it's probably the safer play. And they chose not to go down that path. And beyond that, they have chosen, and this will be the crux of my question that I asked LaFleur that you'll hear, is they've chosen to just hand him the job. And the early returns would indicate that it has not helped. Like, there's a bunch of variables. I mentioned the long snapper. LaFleur mentions the long snapper situation. The fact that these guys are all learning each other, all that stuff. That's all true. Bottom line, as Goody said after the draft, when he was asked how he evaluates a kicker, and he does and everybody laughed. It was great. It was funny. But right now, the ball's not going through 2 kicking sessions as frequently as you would like it to, and you're at the point where you're telling an official to not signal. I don't think that's healthy. This is a results-based business. How many times do we hear that? And now we don't want for the people on the sideline that are watching to be told by an official who is working the practice whether or not the ball went through the uprights or not. I don't know. That doesn't seem healthy to me. And I would say that to Matt LaFleur's face if he walked in here right now, and I would say, dude, come on. Like, you can say that practice doesn't matter, and you can say that it doesn't matter if he makes kicks in practice, and what matters is what he's doing in the games. But right now, that's all we have to evaluate. And don't tell me that you're not evaluating every practice and every snap you watch of every other player on the field. So, again, I'm not saying something that I wouldn't say to Matt, which is when you're telling an official to not signal whether the kick is good or no good, I don't think that is consistent with the accountability that we talk about for NFL players, whether it's practice or games or off-field behavior or all those things. That's part of the job, man. And to say that, well, I love messing with you guys, that's fine. But is it really, like, are you really protecting Trey Smack? Like, Trey Smack still knows if he made it or missed it. So I want to get to that. I want to play that coming up. It was just I want you to listen to the whole thing. Thanks, Cam. I know he's an avid listener to the program as well. I don't think he's up here today. Maybe he is. Maybe he was in the back. But it was nice of him to cut that up for us. Jesse will have that for us coming up. That's great customer service, and I'm not even Cam's customer. He should go work at Associated Bank part-time, given the kind of service he gives to his followers on X. Great customer service. They've got the awards to prove it. And if you're a Brewers fan, whether you're frustrated or not and you can't buy a Scooble jersey in the Brewers team store, you can still get 20% off your order when you walk in there with your Brewers debit MasterCard from Associated Bank. Plus, you can save on tickets, on registration for the Brewers Baseball Academy, for registration for the famous racing sausages 5K and 10K. And on top of everything else, you get to tailgate longer because you have the express entry through the Associated Bank gate. All those perks and the best customer service. Go to associatedbank.com/Brewers to find out more. All right, the Packers are going to kick off their practice here in a couple minutes. I'm going to stay for another segment so we can hear what Matt LaFleur had to say as the back and forth between Bill Huber and a few others, and then me, goes with the Packers head coach on the kicking subject. I'm going to sit back and await Alex Strouf, Mr. 80% half full guy, how he views the exchange. That's coming up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN Madison's Mark Tauscher here for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. When we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight Solar now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Fall is right around the corner, and we've got something new to celebrate this season. You already know and love our apple flavor. In fact, you love it so much, we're giving it a package all its own. Introducing the new Apple 4-Pack, the same crisp apple flavor you can't get enough of. Now in a convenient 4-pack that's perfect for sharing, stocking up, or enjoying all season long. This fall, grab the new Apple 4-Pack from Carbless. Go to drinkcarbless.com and find it near you.
Keeping up with vehicle maintenance is tough, so Metro Ford of Madison makes it easy with mobile service. Metro Ford will come directly to you, home, office, wherever your day takes you. Their Ford-certified techs handle oil changes, filters, batteries, wipers, inspections, and more, all without a visit to the dealership. You stay on schedule, we'll take care of the rest. Call 608-246-3600 today to book your mobile service appointment, and let service come to you. That's Metro Ford of Madison. Visit them at metrofordofmadison.com.
It's nice to know some things are still made locally.
At Chalmers Jewelers, your custom jewelry is designed and handcrafted right here by local craftspeople.
No mass production, no sending your piece out, just real craftsmanship made right here in our community.
Custom jewelry,
Designed locally,
crafted locally.
only at Chalmers Jewelers.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on August 4th.
Curio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they play the Pittsburgh Pirates.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Local Union 2150 IBEW. Tune in August 4th at 6:40 on WISC TV in Madison, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Did the Brewers whiff at the trade deadline?
Dodgers are willing to pay more to win. Nobody is stopping the Brewers from paying more to win. They are the bargain Brewers. Everything the Brewers do is on a bargain.
Continue reacting right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Kicker Trey Smack is 8 of 13. That is 61.5%. Is he trying new things? Does he have an operation that is not running at top end effectiveness? Sure. Possible. The results are the results, and that's what leads to the conversation, especially when the head coach tells the official to stop signaling. That's what happens. So without further ado, Jesse, you're all set for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Here is how the Trey Smack conversation between Matt LaFleur and the assembled reporters in the media auditorium played out moments ago.
With Trey, what do you think the way he bounced back with those two-minute kicks yesterday?
Yeah, I think that's what it's got to be. I think whether you're for any young player or any player in general, there's going to be some trying times, and you have to show the resiliency, and that's one of the keys to being successful.
It was Sunday. He missed the kick left, and he went to go talk to the referees. And then they stopped signaling. What's that one about?
I just want to make you guys work for your money. You guys decipher.
It is hard from our angle.
By design.
Yeah. No, we would prefer to be correct. Other than I thought he made 4. I mean, Trey confirmed it all yesterday, but I thought he made 4. I think Ryan said he made 2. I mean, we're all just kind
Ryan was wrong.
Yes, he was. But I mean, what's the big deal if we know?
I mean, what's the big deal anyways?
I think people care about how the kicker's done because he's an important part of it.
I know, but at the end of the day, you're talking about practice situations. I think the real tests will come in those preseason games, and then obviously into the regular season.
That he's missed some, and it's early. It's August 4th. Are you feel comfortable?
I just love making you guys uncomfortable with this.
Are you? I should say happy. It's probably the wrong way to put it.
I just think it's going to be a work in progress. I mean, I understand what we're. This is not our first time with a rookie kicker, so I know that there's going to be some good, and I know there's going to be some that he's going to want to have back, and I think that's just all part of the learning process. I think every kicker wants the ball held a certain way. And I think there's a little bit of an adjustment for how he likes it versus how a guy like Brandon liked it, and Lucas when he was here. And so it's one of those things that the whole operation's going through. We don't even have, Matt Orzech's not even out there, so that throws a wrinkle in it as well.
So, all kidding aside about us being uncomfortable, where is your comfort level with the way you guys are going about this, though? Like, you're right, you got Cal in there now, that's a extraneous issue, but you had two guys on your team last year that both made kicks in games that counted, and neither of them are here competing with him. So how do you balance the need to have him compete and put some pressure on him that way? How do you get a rookie kicker ready when
I think he's got plenty of pressure on him, just on a day-to-day. That's why we're talking about this for so long, right? Because there's a lot of interest, and there's going to be pressure no matter what position you play in this league. It's just the nature of our league. So, but I'm confident that he will work his way through
it. Alex Strouf, Packers fan, host of Green Bay Game Day. The floor is yours. Your thoughts.
All right, so I occasionally do this during the season where I listen to Matt LaFleur and I just handwrite some notes, things that stand out to me. I did that a few things, so I'm just going to read them to you verbatim what I wrote down. I wrote down, quote, "What's the big deal anyways?" End quote. You're telling me you don't know the big deal, Matt. I think we know the big deal here. Real test with preseason games into the regular season. Yeah, sure, fine. I hear you on that. We probably are overreacting because it's an uncomfortable situation. He blames the holding, which you brought up as a joke earlier. I found that amusing. Work in progress, he calls it. That's always, gives you a lot of reassurance. And then I wrote down this in all capital letters. Jason, neither of them are here, you said, in reference to Brandon McManus and Lucas Haversick, which I appreciate.
That was edgier than, listening to my tone, it was edgier than I intended it to be.
Yeah,
it was.
No, it was good.
I was pretty edgy with my tone there.
Well, you led with, I'm not uncomfortable. I just want to make that clear. So now I'm going to ask kind of the elephant in the room. I'm going to ask about the elephant in the room. So all in all, my takeaway from this was he said what he needed to say. It sounded like he was defending his guy when he referenced he has a bunch of pressure anyway, right? He's a rookie kicker. It's the NFL, yada, yada, yada. So what do you expect him to say? Kind of that, right? That's what you expect from your head coach. He's going to defend his guy. He's going to point out the other circumstances that are maybe not helping him lead to success, and he's going to show that he's not panicking as the head coach, which is what he needed to convey there. And I thought he did a successful job of that. I like that he kind of pulled out some inner Allen Iverson there. We're talking about practice, not a game, not a game.
Yeah.
We're talking about practice. He kind of did his own version of Allen Iverson there, which I appreciated because that's one of the great press conferences of all time. So all in all, Jason, he said what he needed to say. It doesn't really change my level of nervousness and uncomfortability, but yeah, it wasn't. Whose call is this, Jason? It's Brian Gutekunst more so than it's Matt LaFleur's, but Matt LaFleur is going to be the one that has to go out to bat for him every single day, and I thought he hit the nail on the head there.
Yeah. And Cam Achord's going to talk tomorrow. Look, the key there is what you said. Of course, he said what he needs to say. That is his job, and I don't have any problem with his answers, but I would say this. Was there anything that he said that made you less concerned? I don't think so. Again, I don't want to speak for Packers fans. And again, it's 2 days. Look, this is not a witch hunt here. We're not all going after Trey Smack. I am very much not rooting against him. And if he was 10 of 13, 11 of 13, and one of those misses is the doink from 52 yards off the upright, what happened today does not happen. It just doesn't. But he was 3 of 5 on Sunday, and then he was 5 of 8 yesterday. And again, on Sunday, after he missed, you went and you told the official to stop signaling. And that, to me, more than anything that he says there, says something. Right? Your actions are, we don't want to increase any further scrutiny, so we want to make it harder for observers to tell whether you made the kick or not. I don't know. I just, we can't preach accountability and then say, but we don't want people that are watching practice to be told by an official whether or not the ball went through the uprights. I don't know. That seems incongruous to me. Jesse, did you feel the same way as Strouf?
Yeah, that's a fail. That's an F for Matt LaFleur at a podium this season. That's the first time.
I guess why an F? I don't know that it was an F necessarily because I thought he said what he needed. I thought it was a perfect C. I thought it was just he said what he needed to say. He didn't go overboard.
He certainly didn't give us what we wanted, but he said what he needed to defend his kicker.
I think he's dodging essentially the core point, which is how do you feel about your kicker? And you say, well, there's all these other things going on. I don't want you guys figuring this out. If we want to see a newer, better version of Matt LaFleur after what happened at the end of last season, this is not that. And I don't want this to be I don't want this to be judging every press conference and every answer of every press conference. That's not fair to him, and that's not what we want out of this. But if you're asking specifically these 3 minutes, I thought this sucked from him.
Yeah, I think it's important to Stroh's point. The fact of the matter is that he's not there to give us what we want. He's there, if let's just say hypothetically, and I don't know how he feels down deep inside when he's at home, having a glass of wine and thinking about his day. But let's say he doesn't think this was a good idea at all. And that as much as he was irritated with Brandon McManus after what Brandon McManus called embarrassing performance in the playoff game, let's just say Matt LaFleur in his heart is like, I would rather have that guy. I wish we weren't doing this. He sure as hell can't say that. Yeah, I don't know why we got a rookie kicker. This is stupid.
You gave him the opportunity, though. But you gave him the opportunity to say, yeah, if it was, and maybe he would never say this, but he could have said something to the line of, yeah, maybe we'll look into more, other guys to get some reps.
I would agree with that.
Or maybe he could say, it's his job, but maybe we'll bring in a veteran that's been through a few more things in the league. Right? And it seems like they're just not interested in that, which I find odd.
No. So again, I don't have an issue with his answers per se. I do have an issue with not having an official sign whether or not the ball went through the uprights. That seems just
Bush
odd.
League. It's Bush League.
And
soft.
And as someone who I was just going to say, Jesse, as someone who certainly is plenty soft, I get it. I understand that's part of my brand.
That's true.
I got my stand up to bullying shirt on today. My feeling is that in a professional league, a big boy league, as Ted Thompson would say, that's not big boy. That's silly.
They're treating it with kid gloves for sure. Yeah.
All right. We need to unveil this week's Steinhoffel's sleeper of the last 10 years. And congratulations, Jesse. I don't know who it is. I read the clue, and I have not figured out who it is yet.
Tough one this week. Making up for the last couple. Tough one.
Now, in fairness, I also haven't spent a lot of time thinking about it. So I will think about it during the commercial break, and I'll reread it, and I'll see if I have figured it out by the time we unveil it coming up next with our Steinhoffel sleepers of the last 10 years. Before we can do that, though, I need to tell you about my favorite season of Behind the Bucks. This is in my wheelhouse. Yeah, I was a kid in 1987 when the Bucks took on the world and the USSR, and Charlie Berens did a great job of narrating that one. But this one, light it up, the new season of Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant, narrated by our friend and Bucks broadcasting legend, Jim Paschke. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks, from the Big Three to a Hall of Fame coach, the story about a generational team that brought the city together and brought the Bradley Center to life. That's the loudest I have been in an arena in person, was during that playoff run. And It was loud in Philadelphia at whatever they called their arena at the time. They were not in the Spectrum anymore, but that was fun. And it was one of my favorite memories of my career was covering that team with Ray Allen and Big Dog and Sam Cassell and Tim Thomas. Light it up, light it up. You can find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher. Our Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years the clue shall be unveiled next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
My dad helps keep businesses and families safe.
Hi, this is Jeffrey Beckman, owner at J&K Security Solutions. And that's exactly what we've been doing for Madison and southern Wisconsin for over 40 years. From security cameras and intrusion alarms to fire protection, access control, and intelligent video monitoring, J&K delivers customized security solutions for homes and businesses.
Because feeling safe matters.
Learn more at jksecurity.com.
J&K Security Solutions. Local, trusted, and family-owned.
Mark Tosher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest, Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Paul Hansen here, founder of Iron Jock. Worried about the heat this summer? Don't sweat it. Our gear is made for real life. Iron Jock apparel combines moisture wicking with superior cooling and advanced odor-fighting silver ion technology that eliminates 99.9% of odor causing bacteria, so you are fresh for whatever's next. Our focus is simple. Make apparel that performs hard no matter where you are or what you are doing. Visit us at ironjock.com to experience the difference.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Hey, it's John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. Come in and discover the high standards, classic traditions, honesty, integrity, and elegance when you walk through our doors. For over 90 years, customers have returned again and again to our warm boutique setting. Trust me, because I've been there for over 40 of them. Whether it's time to come back or your first time in, stop by Goodman's Jewelers at 220 State Street today. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Did the Brewers do enough at the trade deadline?
Dustin May is interesting because he has some really good stuff. Putting it all together is the Chris Hook in the Brewers pitching lab job.
Continue reacting right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Say don't want nothing, but you look better on me. You look better on me. Let me show you something, so you don't leave you lonely. You won't leave you lonely.
Tell me, baby, who better for you? Writing for a page, letters for you. She can't top all the things I do. Chasing your love, boy, I'm in pursuit. And time is of the essence. All the second guessing, asking too many questions. I'm just being honest, baby boy. I made you the exception. Kick it up a notch. Let me teach you this lesson. Rule number 1, I ain't never number 2. Let me take it higher. We can get a better view. We too deep in it just to let it be. I'm just saying, stop playing. You look better on.
It is time. I know I used that a lot from the late great Kevin.
You really wanted to listen a lot to Free Music 8 here, didn't you, JC? Your favorite tune.
Well, I got a couple things I'm trying to get done so I get to practice.
That song bangs.
It is a banger. I was spending all my time during that commercial break trying to figure out who this is without cheating and looking it up.
Seriously?
Still not sure who it is.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
Well, let's unveil the clue. Time now for the Steinhoffel Sleeper, the next of the last 10 years in honor of our 10th anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
All right, sleepyheads, wakey, wakey.
We'll have less sleep and we'll be grumpy.
Rise and shine. It's this week's Steinhoffel's Sleeper of the last 10 years.
All right, Jesse, give us the clue. Here is the clue that is on our social media channels already. And again, before Jesse reveals it, don't give the answer in the YouTube comments. Don't reply to the tweet or the Facebook post or the TikTok video or whatever else Jesse puts this on. Text in your answer so you have a chance to win a $500 Steinhoffels gift card, which they're giving away every week. Every week they've given out $500. All right, give us the clue, Jesse Nelson.
Yeah, only a few more of these left as we go through Labor Day with them. Steinhoffel sleepers of the last 10 years. The next 10 years, I know you misspoke, but that would have been a lot more difficult than the last 10 years, I think. All right, Steinhoffel sleeper of the last 10 years this week. This player caught 11 touchdown receptions over 3 seasons in Green Bay and scored his only postseason touchdown as a rookie in his first career playoff game. He now plays for another team. Could be a couple of different players here if you really start to think about it over the last 10 years.
Well, sorta. There's one crucial hint in here.
He now plays for another team?
No. Earlier, the length of his tenure in Green Bay, I think, was the giveaway for me.
Well, we're not going to give it away. And I'm not going to say anything else because...
Do you have it or no? Do you know it?
I do have it. I do have it.
Can't be given unfair advantages because this is also on the social platforms.
It came to me as I was returning to my office, and I will, when we reveal it at the end of the show, I will say what I would otherwise say now, but I'm worried that it would give it away further to our fans. So, again, Jesse, what are folks supposed to do if they want to be eligible to win the $500 gift card from Steinhoffel?
Text your guess to 844-770-3776, and you got to do it by 12 p.m. Central Time today when our show concludes. After the show, we will look at all of the correct answers and then select one randomly to be the winner of the $500 Steinhafels gift card as we celebrate our Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary all summer long, presented by Steinhafels, and that includes our anniversary show from 9 a.m. to noon coming up this Saturday on the 10th anniversary of Wilde and Tausch, Saturday, August 8th from 9 a.m. to noon, the Wilde and Tausch 10th anniversary presented by Steinhafels.
And Steinhafels right now has their Make It Your Own event going on. Store-wide, save 10% or more. Save an extra 5% off your orders, including special orders of $999 or more. Get $150 off a 12-hour decorating package. Get $300 off a 25-hour decorating package. It is your home. It is your style. So make your space truly yours with custom furniture. Choose from hundreds of materials, colors, and finishes in a wide range of styles to make your home truly yours. Go to steinhafels.com or swing by one of their many locations. Relax. It's Steinhafels. Relax. It's practice. The real test will come in the games.
Talking about practice. Not a game. Not a game.
Not a game. Not a game. Strouf and Jesse will play trivia next. Jesse, it is Tuesday. What is today's category, and what color would you like?
Ahoy, Jason! The Brewers be playing the Pirates for a 4-game set at American Family Field.
Can I leave?
No, you Strouf,
No,
you gotta
because
stay.
I'm leaving.
Captain Strouf, you're running the ship here for Pirate Trivia Tuesday with Paul Skeens, Captain Skeens, and the rival Pirates at American Family Field.
Arg!
Set sail for the postseason in Pittsburgh. Take down the mighty Dodgers.
Strouf, do you have a pirate voice?
I think we'll
I
find
guess we're
out
about
next.
to find out.
Yeah, I think we'll find out. I'm going to work on it in the break, maybe.
Good. Do it digi only. Do the video of yourself working your way through, and then we can post that on social media. Captain Strouf and swabbing the poop deck, Jesse Nelson, will play trivia with you. How about caller 13? Caller 13.
That'd be a fine number, Captain Wilde.
Caller 13 right now, 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. Caller 13 will play trivia. I'll head down to practice. Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
We've never seen anyone like The Miz.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 11 for Jacob Mizorowski. Stand and applaud.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at only $1,499 or get $500 off Beauty Rest Black King adjustable base sets. Only at Steinhafels. We are just over a month away from the return of Badgers football, and ESPN's Adam Rittenberg believes if Wisconsin is to have success this season, they need to survive September.
That they can take a step. I think the challenge for them is going to be, can they survive September? To me, it's the toughest month of the year in opposition. Fortunately, the best chance for injuries and things that can kind of linger if they don't go well. So can you get through September in a decent position and then take advantage of a fairly favorable slate the rest of the way?
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, "Hey, how'd you pull this off?" Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Hey Badger fans, football fans, and business leaders. This is Matt LePay inviting you to spend an evening with Hall of Famer Joe Thomas on August 25th at the Madison Marriott West. Hear Joe's incredible journey from NFL greatness to entrepreneurship as we discuss leadership, durability, and building success beyond the game. Enjoy dinner, networking, and an unforgettable live conversation. Get your general admission or VIP experience tickets today. Available now at MiddletonChamber.com. That's MiddletonChamber.com.
Will the Brewers get over the hump this season?
Everything they've done this year is to say, can this team beat LA? That is the goal.
Continue listening to the First Place Crew all season, right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Ahoy! It's Wilde and Tausch. Oh, I can't take myself seriously if I do that. I'm Alex Strouf, your cousin sub of the day. Cousin subs, we believe it better. Jason on his way over to Packers practice, so that means it is time for us, regrettably so, ARG! To play Pirate Trivia. It's Wilde and Tausch Trivia.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. National Sandwich Month is here. Cousins Club members earn exclusive rewards throughout August. Join now by downloading the Cousin Subs app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Ahoy, matey! Tim in Thiensville is our contestant for Pirate Trivia. ARG! Today on Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Ahoy, Tim! How are you?
I'm doing all right, and you?
I'm doing fine, Tim. I heard you said to Jesse during the break that, oh no, I suck at trivia?
Well, usually Wisconsin trivia, yes, because I don't come from Wisconsin. I just live here now.
Well, I have good news. This is not Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. This is ARG! Pirate Trivia. What do you know about pirates, Tim?
Not a great deal.
Tim, I do have one question.
I'm not gonna lie.
I do have one question for you before we start, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
How much did the pirate pay for its earrings?
Oh, no.
This is a joke, and I have no idea. What? How much?
It is a joke, Tim. It's a Buccaneer. You should have seen that one coming a mile away, Tim. This might not bode well for you.
A Buccaneer. Not bad.
All right, Captain Strouf, take it away.
Arg, Tim. Question 1 of Pirate Trivia. Arg. Along with his famous significant other, gymnast Livy Dunn, at which SEC school did Pirates ace pitcher Paul Skeens play college baseball? Was it LSU, Georgia, or Arkansas?
Let's go with LSU.
Ahoy, matey! You've got 1 on the board. Question 2.
Woo-hoo.
And you thought you didn't have a pirate voice. It wavered a little bit in the middle of the question there. Just stay in character, and you got this.
Question 2, or you walk the plank, Tim in Thiensville. Arg! In which film of the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise does the villainous Davy Jones make his debut? Was it The Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, or At World's End?
Dead Man's Chest.
No plank walking here, arg! This is so dumb.
I love when the Brewers and Pirates play a 4-game weekday series.
I couldn't sound more idiotic at any moment, but here we go for question 3! The Pittsburgh Pirates are one of the oldest franchises in Major League Baseball, debuting in 1882 as the Pittsburgh Alleghenies.
Yar, that'd be old.
Debuting 6 years earlier, which of these current NL Central franchises is older than the Pirates, arg? Is it the St. Louis Cardinals, the Chicago Cubs, or the Cincinnati Reds, arg?
Can you give me the team?
Yeah, I'll give you the
Who
teams
was A, B, and C again?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Team A, Tim, was the St. Louis Cardinals. Team B was the Chicago Cubs. And Team C was the Cincinnati Reds. Arg.
I gotta go with the Cubs because they're like Red Sox era, but they're that old.
Tim in Thiensville goes perfect in Pirate Trivia and gets 4 entries into Friday's drawing. Well done, Tim in Thiensville. You don't suck at trivia at all.
Well, that was pirate stuff, and it wasn't all just Pittsburgh Pirates. If you watch Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, you had to know that one answer.
Tim, I do have one more question for you before you go, if that's okay.
Sure.
What grades did Alex Strouf and Pirates get in school?
C?
Yar, they got high C's, Tim. That's right. You're getting it now. What a good day for Tim.
Thank you, Tim, for playing Wilde and Tausch Trivia. Nicely done. We'll have the drawing on Friday.
All right, thanks, guys. Have a great day.
Arg. Jesse, I got to give you props, man. You are one of few people on this planet that I think can make me do what I just did.
I don't want to say you did it well.
I don't either.
Yeah, I thought you were a better actor tour who would stay in better character throughout. You wavered into Tausch's Irish pirate territory, but then you came back. Like, Tausch usually just deteriorates into whatever he does. At least you were able to find it and bring it back. So not the worst that we've had on this show.
Well, speaking of Tausch, I don't know that he's going to go Irish pirate as he tells us about his friends at MoMA, but we will certainly see what he has to say about them. And then after the break, Jason Wilde will rejoin us from Packers training camp. No. Jason joins us next. Here's Tausch on MoMA.
Mark Tauscher here, excited to tell you about my friends at MoMA. If you've been putting up with pain in your knee, shoulder, back, neck, don't just tough it out. Believe me, after all those years playing football, I know a thing or two about aches and pains. That's why I've partnered up with MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. MoMA brings together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, and Innovative Pain, making it easier to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. Whether you need care in one of their offices, the surgery center, ortho laser, which is what I've been using, smart scan, or MOSH, their experienced team is focused on helping you feel better and get back to living your life. Certainly helped me overcome some pretty bad knee pain thanks to the treatment at ortho laser that I've received throughout the summer. MoMA can get you back to doing what you love. Man, I highly recommend seeing their team, as I personally have seen what the right care can do. Call or walk in or learn more at MoMAMKE.com. That's MoMAMKE.com.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
What life events have you experienced over the past couple of years? Well, maybe one is coming up. The sale of a company, death, divorce, a health crisis, or helping to pay for college or a wedding. Well, Annex Wealth Management has assisted clients with life events, but planning for them can make all the difference. Knowing what you own, why you own it, and how much you're paying for it is a big part of smart financial planning. Annex has an entire in-house team that works together so you can make informed decisions when life events come up. Click Get Started at AnnexWealth.com.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Brewers lose 4-3 at home last night in the first of 4 against the Pittsburgh Pirates, but not before adding 3 arms. At the MLB Trade Deadline, Dustin May, veteran pitcher from the St. Louis Cardinals, a starter. Also lefty Jojo Romero in the bullpen, and Antonio Senzatella, veteran relief pitcher from the Colorado Rockies, all coming to the Brewers in exchange for prospects yesterday. Of course, they missed out on Tarek Skubal. The Dodgers landed him from the Detroit Tigers. ESPN MLB insiders Tim Kurkjian and Jeff Passan. Who's the biggest threat to the Dodgers in the National League?
Still think it's the Brewers. When you can go with Miz and then Kyle Harrison when you get him healthy, and the way they score runs, do things a little differently, I think the Brewers are still the biggest threat.
It's the Brewers, but don't sleep on the Cubs. Big pitching additions.
Come on, Jeff. Brewers Pirates tonight, 6:40. First pitch. Pregame coverage starts just after 6 o'clock here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coch named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch from a breezy practice. I can't have Trey Smack kicked today. It's very windy here at practice. Kicks off now. I'm going to be honest with you, Strouf. I thought when you were being the Pirate that you're capable of being, I thought it was a pretty good Pirate. Like, I thought it was legit. I will say that it gave me vibes of when you meet someone who doesn't speak English, and for whatever reason, your brain causes you to just say things still in English but louder, and they're not. It's not that they are hard of hearing; it's that they don't speak English. The volume on your Pirate was pretty high. And I found myself wondering if you were just overcompensating for it not being good. But I thought it was good at times. And then you kind of lost your way a little bit. So don't sell yourself short. I thought that was a pretty good performance, and certainly better than what we normally get in Wilde and Tausch Pirate Trivia. Meanwhile...
I don't know if I want to say thank you or not.
No, I think it's I think percentage-wise, I think it's more of a compliment than a criticism. The volume was unexpected, though. I think that's a fair critique as well.
Should we have Bulaga do it tomorrow?
The real question is, do you think Bulaga can just say, Jesse, I'm not doing it, or I'll stuff you in a locker?
Right. I cannot do that.
Strouf, I mean, Strouf, I even heard him say, because I listened on my walk down, like, at one point he said, congratulations, Jesse, you got me to do something that no one could really do. Like, I'm impressed because Strouf is a pretty strong-willed guy. So the fact that you did
but I will say
he wanted you to do.
As much as I make fun of Jesse and call him a dork and call him a delegator, I do love Jesse. And I have a soft spot for him, especially when it comes to his impressions, because he's very good at them.
He does. He does a very good job of that.
So there we are.
Well, good effort. All right.
Gabe night till Thursday. Ye be on deck.
Arg.
And then by the time we get to Friday, that series will be over.
Ahoy.
Okay. Packers did some one-on-ones as I walked in. A nice pass breakup by Xavier McKinney on a throw to Bo Melton. I think Keyshawn Nixon got the better of Bo on another one, although I'm not sure that ball, which I don't think was thrown by Jordan Love, was where they wanted it to be. Now Jordan Love throwing balls to Tucker Kraft, who again is in pads, but during a period where they usually are just throwing balls to trainers or equipment guys, Tucker Kraft and Josh Wiley are catching the passes. It's a footwork drill for the quarterbacks. But Tucker Kraft getting in the work where he can get it as he works his way back from his ACL tear. They did so. I couldn't see if they were doing pass rusher versus pass blocker one-on-ones, which is obviously the other thing people are looking forward to in one-on-ones. But today was the first day of those, which are a popular thing at training camp. They don't do them quite nearly as often as they used to when I started doing this. One of the things I'm curious about, Strouf, and we talked about it and last week when you were subbing for a day as our cousin sub of the day. I just want to know what Tucker Kraft's arc is going to be between being activated from the PUP, which he was after missing 2 practices, to playing against the Vikings. Like, he looks very much like himself. He's doing toe tap, sideline catches, but they're keeping him out of team. He doesn't have his contract extension. Is this something, I don't want to say that you're worried about, but is this something that you're monitoring as both a media member and as a Packers fan?
Yeah, I think, of course. I think when he was injured last November, that's really when he became the focal point of the Packers offense, and we saw a ton of success. Think about that Pittsburgh game, the only game that him and Christian Watson were healthy and on the field together. So we know what they're capable of when they're all on the field together. The bigger question for me, Jason, is when does the contract extension come? I know everybody has made it a point to say we hope it's done before week 1. So obviously, yes, that's a piece of what I'm on. Because is he actually a full-blown go prior to inking a long-term extension? That's a big question for me when it comes to Tucker Kraft in the next month or so.
Well, and frankly, Like, is he going to do team drills? And like, if he had the contract signed, would he be doing team drills right now?
Right. Does that change the ramp up period? Absolutely.
Right. And look, I get it. And I've got a really good working relationship with Tucker. I'm not complaining about him at all when I say this, but he has not answered that question. And that's the question that I think would tell us everything we need to know. Maybe by not answering it, he's answering it, right? But, when you say, Tucker, if the contract was done, would you be in team drills? He gives you kind of this, well, it's a process and we're all on the same page. We're working through it. He never says no. He never says yes either, right? So, again, I don't know what the arc is going to be for him, but the bottom line is that you should be thrilled to be paying him. It's a great thing that you have a player that is as good as he is, that merits being the highest paid player at his position. Period. Fin.
Yeah.
Because that means you got that pick right in a big way. Now, is there risk with that? There's risk with every contract. Paying guys big money is risky for everyone. But with him, I mean, talk about a guy from a football perspective who's made of all. LaFleur always says he's made of the right stuff. He's the most made of the right stuff guy that they have, right? And the fact that he's out there, again, I'm not picking on Jahmyr Gibbs, because if Jahmyr Gibbs was the Packers running back instead of Lions running back, I would say to him, hey, you're doing the right thing. I don't think you should go out there until you get your contract. Bijan Robinson got paid today, right? He's the highest paid running back in the league right now at $25 million per year on the 3-year, $75 million extension he got from the Falcons. Jahmyr Gibbs should get more, in my opinion. I think he's that good, and I think he's that big of a problem for the Packers. But the bottom line is that that's a position with 100% injury. We saw what it did to this offense last year when Josh Jacobs wasn't what he was the previous year, right? Because he was hobbled for half the season. So, again, I don't have any problem if Tucker says, look, I'm not going to do 11 on 11 until I have a contract. He's not going to say that to us. He's not going to say that publicly, I don't think. But that means the sooner you get that deal done and you can get him acclimated again, he's a great player. But guys who practice, and I'm sure he wants to be practicing whenever that is, he has set as his goal to be out there for the joint practice, which would mean going against somebody from another team, which is a less controllable scenario than going up against the guy that's your teammate. And if that's his goal, then you better have the deal done before August 26th. Because otherwise, wouldn't you tell him, Strouf, no, I don't think you should go against people from the opponent. I don't think that's a good idea if you still haven't done it.
Yeah, absolutely not. You've got 3 weeks, right? So the next 3 weeks will determine what that ramp-up looks like, how involved he is on a daily basis in practice, and whether or not it's smart for him to go out in a joint practice. He's got to get hit eventually, Jason. I imagine we're not going to see him in the preseason. So if it's a joint practice, which is at least more controllable and less physical, I mean, I know we see scraps and fights every year when these joint practices happen, but they are less of a game atmosphere, just a touch, than a preseason game. So I'd probably rather him, really ramp up in a joint practice than a preseason game. But if the goal is for him to be out there unconstrained come week 1, let's go, baby. Let's ramp it up. So hopefully this deal gets done this week or next, and it's all focuses ahead to week 1, and Tucker Kraft continuing to be a focal point of this Packers offense. But I think the deal is probably more important at this point now that he's off the PUP list. Then, I mean, obviously the rehab and the ramp up is important, but you've got over a month until week 1. Horn, I would say the deal is a more important piece right now.
All right, I want to make sure we have enough time for yes or no, maybe, possibly. So I want to remind you again, 1 call, that's all. That's what it takes to get the process started if you've been injured in an accident with Gruber Law Offices. 1 call, that's all. But I tell you this every single time, and I mean it when I say it. I hope you never have to make that call, because if you never have to make it, that means you've never been seriously injured in an accident. No one wants to go through that. But what's even worse is if you do suffer that injury and you're not represented and get what you deserve as a result. So make the call. 1 call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Gruber Law Offices, 1 call. That's all. More as the Packers practice rolls on. Yes or no?
with Alex Strouf is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Baseball season is in full swing, and there's only one way to celebrate, with a Surfside iced tea and vodka, or a Surfside lemonade and vodka. Smooth, refreshing, and made for game day. Surfside is the perfect match for a day at the ballpark or catching the game at home. Surfside is only 100 calories with 0 bubbles, so it goes down easy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Your family's safety is your responsibility, and it starts with a solid roof. When the next storm rips through and takes some of your shingles with it, call Badgerland Exteriors. Or looking to replace your whole roof but don't want to break the bank? Let the team at Badgerland Exteriors give you a free, no obligations estimate.
AJ with Badgerland Exteriors here. Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Hey parents, looking for the perfect night out with the whole fam? Cheer on Madison's professional soccer team, Forward Madison FC, with the Forward Madison Family Special, presented by Madison Gas and Electric. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an FMFC scarf for just $22 per pack. Catch Madison's only professional soccer team in action at Breeze Stevens Field. Visit ForwardMadisonFC.com to buy yours today. That's ForwardMadisonFC.com.
ESPN Madison's Mark Tauscher here for Outdoor Living Unlimited. Well, my wife and I chose Outdoor Living Unlimited to build our outdoor project. When we met with Aaron and Eric Brown, owners and brothers of Outdoor Living Unlimited, we felt like they were the right guys to work with. We share the same hardworking values, and their showroom is a must-see at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. If you're looking for a new deck, outdoor kitchen, screen room, and more, Outdoor Living Unlimited is a must. Start with OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com and end with an amazing outdoor space.
If Wisconsin sports gets you fired up, you're in the right place on the Saturday Scramble.
But we can't take this for granted as Brewers fans. This team is elite. This team is definitely built to make a World Series. They are built to go far in the playoffs.
Saturday Scramble, live every Saturday 10 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey parents, looking for the perfect night out with the whole fam? Try the Rally Madison FC Family Special, presented by Madison Gas and Electric. Score a ticket to the match, a meal, and an RMFC scarf for just $18 per pack. Be a part of history and support women's soccer during Rally Madison's inaugural season at Breeze Stevens Field. Visit RallyMadisonFC.com and purchase your family special ticket packs today. That's RallyMadisonFC.com. Rally Madison, fun for all.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Before we get to yes or no, as I'm sure, Strouf, you've already seen on social media, the Packers' offensive line today, left to right, Jordan Morgan at left tackle, Jacob Monk at left guard, filling in for Aaron Banks, who still isn't doing team, Sean Ryan at center. No, I'm sorry. Let me start over. From left to right, it is Morgan at left guard, Morgan at left. Let me try. God, this is like when LaFleur was on the first time.
Morgan at left tackle.
Morgan at left tackle. Jagger Burton at left guard. At center, Sean Ryan as normal. So now that's 2 out of 5 that will be at their normal positions.
Okay.
At right guard, Jacob Monk, who had been at left guard for Aaron Banks. And at right tackle, it's Anthony Belton. So 60% of the line is changed up again in terms of who's where. Jordan Morgan and Sean Ryan are the only 2 that are at their positions that they've been at earlier in camp. The juggling continues, and Aaron Banks and Zach Tom continue to not take part in team periods at practice. Time now for yes or no.
Yeah, America's favorite game from Green Bay game day.
Keep waiting for that sound, for that imaging from Green Bay game day.
Yeah, Jesse.
It's in the shop getting ready for 2026.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
Per reports.
It's getting oiled up.
Yep. Wheels changed.
Yeah.
Getting oiled up. I don't like the imagery
I don't think I do either. You know, after further review, I don't think I do either, but that's all right. I said it anyway.
On after the show today, too.
Jesse. Enough.
No.
It's time for America's favorite game. We play it every week ahead of the Packers game on Green Bay game day, which you can hear on these stations as well as 620 WTMJ before every Packers game all season long. I've got a list of questions that I will simply end with asking Jason yes or no. We start with yes or no. Number 1. Jason, yes or no? Jordan Morgan has been a pleasant surprise thus far through Packers training camp.
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, we have not been talking about him a ton, right? So that's a good sign. He has certainly gotten the better of Lucas Van Ness on multiple occasions. At the same time, we've had one padded practice, right? We're in the middle of practice number 2. They're doing 11 on 11 right now. I don't love it when they do it this way because I'm down at this end talking to you, and the players are behind the play blocking off the my view. So I don't see what's going on. But, you know, he's certainly not had a problematic camp, and I think that's a good starting point. But it's like anything, as Mike McCarthy would say, Strouf, he's got to sustain it. And the pads are on now, so we'll see what changes.
Yes or no, number 2. Speaking of Lucas Van Ness, yes or no, Jason, Lucas Van Ness's stock on the rise through the first week or so of training camp?
Yeah, I'm not sure I would say that, even if I wasn't just being difficult for this game. I mean, I saw, you know, I read everyone else who covers the team. I started doing that in 1996 when, you know, I had to go to the stadium sit-go across the streets and buy every newspaper in printed form every day to do it. And I saw Bill Huber when he did the winners and losers from the first practice in pads. He had Lucas Van Ness as one of the losers because he didn't really do anything in pads. So again, that could have changed here today, or that could change later as the day goes on. But you know, he was certainly one of the best players during the offseason program. But that's not in pads, and that's not real football. So he certainly has to do more moving forward.
Yes or no, number 3. Oh, go ahead.
Everyone else, you read everyone else's stuff every day, Jason?
Yep, I read.
That's a yes. You got a yes, Jesse. Nicely done.
I mean, do I read? And this is no disrespect because they do a great job of clipping me when I'm not going to be clipped. Do I read Cheesehead TV every day? No. But of the quote unquote legacy media, the Journal Sentinel / Press Gazette, Bill Huber, Rob Domofsky, Matt Schneidman, and Wes Hodkiewicz and Mike Spofford on Packers.com. I read everybody every day. I think that's part of my job. That's what I should be doing. And quite frankly, people that host radio programs to talk about the Packers extensively should read a lot of those people as well.
I do a lot of reading. I do it where most reading takes place.
Yes, I know. That's where. So you read about Trey Smack and you read the high five while you were pooping.
Well, you didn't need to say it that abrasively, but yeah, that's what that's what he was getting at. Yeah,
could be a little more tasteful, Jason.
Yeah, a little more.
Is it tasteful to bring it up to begin with? Which is what you clearly did. We all knew what you were saying.
It's a thing now because it came up with you.
Nelly! Yes or no, number 3. Matthew Golden's heavy involvement in the offense should be taken seriously.
Yeah, look, I was talking about this with Chewy this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Like, the reality is that this is going to be a 11 personnel team. It's going to, I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be 70% or whatever else, but it's pretty clear they are going to go with Josh Jacobs at running back, Tucker Kraft at tight end, and Watson, Reed, and Golden as their 3 wide receivers. And those guys are interchangeable. As Jordan Love talked about last week, they view Golden as the X receiver, as it were, but they move those guys around a ton. That'll be your starting group. Now, will Bo Melton play? Will Savion Williams play? Will Josh Wiley play? Will Marshawn Lloyd, if he continues to stay healthy, play? Yes, of course. It's not going to be just the same guys every single snap. But Matthew Golden's going to play a hell of a lot of football for these guys. That's why they traded Dontavion Wicks. That's why they didn't re-sign Romeo Doubs. He's going to have massive opportunities, and it's incumbent on him to take advantage.
Final yes or no for you, which is kind of a wrap-up of the entire show we've done today. Yes or no, Trey Smack is the number 1 story entering Friday's family night at Lambeau Field.
Number 1, I'm not sure. He's among the things that, if we were to do a 5 things to watch, like I normally do for games, he would certainly be on the list because, Matt LaFleur can say whatever he wants about practice, and this is a practice also on Friday night. But it's closer to a game than a practice is here at Ray Nitschke Field, right? I mean, there's going to be 50,000 people there. They're going to be reacting. Like, it is certainly going to be a more pressurized environment. The real question that I have now is, will the officials who are working family night signal whether the ball goes through the goalposts or not?
Good pop.
Thanks.
Good
I
pop.
tried.
All right, there you go. There is your training camp week 1 edition of Yes or No without yeses or nos with Jason Wilde.
Strouf, yes or no? That rendition of yes or no was a success.
I think you gave me the insight I was looking for despite not answering yes or no.
Perfect. That's exactly my goal. Hey, play that music some more, Jesse. That was exactly my goal, and I accomplished it. Just like your goal should be, when you need a getaway, when you need to feel like you've escaped, you don't need to hop on a plane to Pittsburgh or elsewhere, or board a cruise ship. You can just head down to Milwaukee and Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Start with the stay, the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed suites and luxury rooms that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big. And if you are hungry, do they have the options? Dream Dance Steakhouse, Rock and Brews, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, Cream City Coffee Company, and quick bites at the marketplace, too, if you're in a hurry to get back to all the action. Sophisticated relaxation, incredible flavor, and a full night out all in one place. Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Whoa, Nelly is next with the actual Nelly. Stick around, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Buckin' Honeys. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buckin' Honeys has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buckin' Honeys. We'll see you there.
The Rich Eisen Show. So who's ruining baseball? Is it the Dodgers? Because they're seeing this and they're highly capitalized to take advantage of it? You can't blame the Dodgers for this one. It cost them $9 million and 3 prospects. That's it. They're also spending all this money, $1 billion in the future and $500 million now almost. And they're like, we'll take Scooble, $400 million. Let's start talking. How much you want to defer?
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays noon to 2 on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hi, it's Eric with Canopy Wealth Management. Taxes are intricate, and even smart savers can unknowingly work against themselves without a clear tax strategy. At Canopy, we help you assess your options and you make more intentional decisions with your money. Small adjustments today can lead to meaningful differences in your long-term financial future. At Canopy Wealth Management, care, confidence, clarity is not just a tagline, it's our promise. Get started today at canopy-wealth.com.
Paid for by Canopy Wealth Management. Canopy Wealth Management is registered as an investment advisor with the SEC.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Molly Brown here for Metro Kia of Madison. Metro Kia is Madison's trusted Kia dealership, and they are home to the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Looking to purchase, finance, or service your vehicle? Metro Kia of Madison is the place to go. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Kia, you can browse their extensive inventory and find this month's specials at metrokiaofmadison.com. That's metrokiaofmadison.com. Find your new vehicle at your trusted Kia dealership on the east side of Madison today.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level this offseason? GRB Rays Youth Fall Baseball is built for player development, giving athletes the reps they need to improve. With 2 practices each week and games on Sundays, players stay sharp and keep growing all fall long. And more importantly, the opportunity to elevate their skills when it matters most. Don't just maintain, get better. Register for this fall now at rays.grbacademy.com. That's rays.grbacademy.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. We've never seen anyone like The Miz.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Strikeout number 11 for Jacob Mizorowski. Stand and applaud.
You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Jesse Nelson is back in the Wonelli chair, and he's got about 3 minutes for Wonelli.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Wonelli
on Wilde and Tausch.
News and notes from around the National Football League of interest relative to the Green Bay Packers. Let's start in Atlanta. That is who the Packers open the home portion of the schedule with, right? That's Week 3 Thursday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons.
Yep, that's right.
Bijan, I forgot how we say it now, Robinson becomes the highest paid running back in NFL history, per ESPN's Adam Schefter this morning. $51 million guaranteed, a 3-year deal, looking at up to $75 million, $22.25 a year, surpassing Saquon Barkley, who had set the previous record at $20.6. Big deal, little deal, or no deal, Jason Strouf, relative to the Green Bay Packers. Jason?
Well, here's how I think it is a big deal. So he got $75 million in new money, and he got $50 million of it guaranteed. Is that correct?
That's correct.
$51 million guaranteed, yeah.
So if I'm Tucker Kraft, I'd sign Bijan Robinson's contract in a heartbeat, right? Only 3 years, so he would get he's going to get another bite at the free agency apple potentially. He gets an average of $25 million a year, which I understand. He's not a running back; he's a tight end, but he gets $50 million in guaranteed, which is 2/3 of the new money, right? And that is not what the other guys that signed extensions around here have gotten. They got a much lower percentage of their money being guaranteed off the jump. So I think it is a big deal. And quite frankly, I think by next year at this time, we'll be talking about, potentially someone else being the Packers running back. I wonder what Josh Jacobs' season will look like and whether he'll be back for the 4th year of that existing contract. But think about that. What was his deal? 4 years, $48 million? That's a lot of money. Bijan Robinson got paid some big-time bucks there in the 3 new years that were added to his contract.
Yeah, you nailed the Jacobs contract. It was only $12.5 million guaranteed in comparison to $51 million guaranteed for Bijan Robinson, who, by the way, I think it is Bijan. Then he said it was actually Bijan, but now he's gone back to wanting people to say Bijan. So Bijan Robinson.
Do you have any Bijan, Gray Bijan?
Right, exactly. Now, when it comes to this deal, yeah, it's a big deal from the Tucker. Well, it's a fine deal for the Tucker Kraft deal. Obviously, the positional difference is what makes it. To Jason's point, though, you got to look at the guaranteed money. Robinson's going to make more overall than what Kraft will make, at least in terms of an annual average value. 22.5 is what I think I read for Robinson. That's probably a little bit more than what Kraft's looking at. Kraft's probably looking at like the 19-20 range, but. Yeah, it's a deal, and obviously he's one of the best running backs in football, and given a team that in Week 17 of last year allowed 3 million rushing yards to Derrick Henry, you worry about him being on your schedule early, especially when with no Micah Parsons. He's obviously known better for rushing the passer than stopping the run, but he's a very good player on your defensive line that you will not be with in Week 3 of the season. So it's a big enough deal, but well-deserved for Robinson.
Whoa, Nelly! News from Chicago yesterday. Bears safety Kobe Bryant, one of their big free agent signings this offseason, going to be out 8 to 10 weeks after injuring his left knee. Big deal, little deal, or no deal relative to the Green Bay Packers. Jason?
It's a big deal. Anytime your opponents lose one of their most important players, that's a big deal. 8 to 10 weeks means he'll miss the rest of camp and the preseason, but be back. The hope, anyway, I'm sure for our buddy Ben Johnson and the rest of the Bears is that he misses maybe 4 games. And he's back on the early end of that. But no, I'm always I struggle with his name because I don't think of NFL safety when I hear it, obviously. But yeah, that for a defense that lived and died by the takeaway. Losing a guy that is a critical piece, that is a big deal for them, and as a result, a big deal for the Packers as well.
Yeah, it's definitely a big deal. To Jason's point, will we see him Week 5 is kind of the question you have to wonder as a Packers fan. But you got to remember that this is a team that lost Kevin Byard. You talk about the takeaways. The Bears defense lost Kevin Byard this offseason. The replacement was effectively Kobe Bryant, who is now going to miss some time. So this is a big deal for the Bears. It's a big deal for the Packers, who obviously play the Bears Week 5. The Bears defense still has some question marks. There was some investment in the draft for them, especially in the defensive backfield. But this was their big signing in free agency for that defense. And now you're without him for at least the first 4 weeks of the season, at least given this diagnosis. So big deal.
You nailed that.
Did the Seahawks have the player that was named Shaq also? Did they have Kobe and Shaq at the same time?
I don't know if they had them at the same time, but they definitely have had both of them.
What are the odds of that?
Slim.
They had Shaq and Kobe in Seattle.
Yeah.
And they called John Schneider. Well, no, never mind. I was going to say, I guess it would have been. It couldn't be It couldn't be Phil Jackson because John Schneider's the GM, not the coach. So never mind.
Pete Carroll would have been Phil Jackson.
But by the way, quick
but
research.
Then he got fired.
Quick research shows me that Shaquille Griffin was re-signed by the Seahawks last year after several years away. He was on the practice squad, but still got that Super Bowl ring despite not being eligible.
So Shaq and Kobe both won a ring with the Seahawks last year.
That is correct. Yes.
How about that?
How about that?
That's it for Wonelli, apparently. We end on Shaq and Kobe. We wrap
I'm
things up.
surprised we didn't bring up Zay Flowers' big deal. Makes Russ Ball and Brian Gutekunst look like a genius given what they did with Christian Watson.
Saving that one for Bulaga tomorrow.
There you go.
There you go. All right, that's it for Wonelli. We'll wrap things up as the Packers quarterbacks go through some drills at this end of the field. Breezy. Guess we're not going to see field goals. And if we do, we're not going to know if they're good or not, at least based on the official. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Did the Brewers whiff at the trade deadline?
The Dodgers are willing to pay more to win. Nobody is stopping the Brewers from paying more to win. They are the bargain Brewers. Everything the Brewers do is on a bargain.
Continue reacting right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by the ESPN Wisconsin app. Your state, your teams, your ESPN. Available in the Apple and Android app stores. Download the ESPN Wisconsin app today. We are just over a month away from the return of Badgers football, and ESPN's Adam Rittenberg believes if Wisconsin is to have success this season, they need to survive September.
That they can take a step. I think the challenge for them is going to be, can they survive September? To me, it's the toughest month of the year in opposition. Unfortunately, the best chance for injuries and things that can kind of linger if they don't go well. So can you get through September in a decent position and then take advantage of a fairly favorable slate the rest of the way?
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games. Just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
At Associated Bank, we know it's not always fun thinking about saving. You know what is fun? Not thinking about it. That's why we call it automated savings. You save automatically. How much you want, how often you want, for whatever you want. And if you don't know how much to save, well, that's why we're here. We'll suggest an amount so you hit your target without ever thinking about it. See, saving can be fun, especially when it's automatic. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, windows, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
25 years ago, a generational Bucks team made an unforgettable run.
This is the place to be.
Write It Up, narrated by Jim Paschke, is the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. This is the oral history of the 2000-2001 Milwaukee Bucks and their run to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Absolute bedlam here at the Bradley Center.
Listen now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Is this the turning point for Luke Fickell?
We want to be a tough, nasty, and disciplined football team. And the ones that want to be about that are the ones that are here.
Find Fickell's full interview with Wilde and Tausch, available on the ESPN Wisconsin app.
All right, Jesse, time to unveil this week's Steinhoffel's sleeper of the last, not next, 10 years.
This player caught 11 touchdown receptions in over 3 seasons in Green Bay and scored his only postseason touchdown as a rookie in his first career playoff game. He now plays for another team. The team he plays for is the Philadelphia Eagles. The player is Dontavian Wicks.
Indeed.
A lot of Dobbs guesses. A couple of Jaden Reed guesses, obviously incorrect because he is still in Green Bay.
Plays for the team.
Yep. Correct answer, MVS was a guess, which I thought was pretty good.
When you sent it to us this morning, my brain immediately went to Bobby Tunyon, but then I realized he was here for longer than 3 years.
Yeah. Well, I will say this. I've said it once. I'll say it again. There will be some point this season where we will be saying on Green Bay game day, when they have the active list come out, boy, it'd sure be nice if you had Dontavian Wicks still on this team.
You got Bo Melton.
I can't criticize Goody. He got 2 draft picks for him. So I certainly criticize Goody for my share of things, but that, as much as I like Dontavian Wicks, I can't do that. Now watch him explode and have a 1,000-yard season
more than likely.
in Philly. All right, that's it for us today. We'll have another great Cousins sub of the day tomorrow with Brian Bulaga. Strouf, we appreciate you, buddy. Thanks.
Anytime, buddy.
That is it for us. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial